The Outlaws Sim Series has one last tango with the old asphalt at Atlanta and the 675 horsepower beasts these drivers will bring to play with today don't make the act any easier. One last hoorah for the classic ATL is coming up next on Pit Stop TV. Good evening all and welcome to the virtual Hampton, Georgia. Devin Zimmerman joins me on the call tonight, and Devin, the first mile and a half of the season takes us to probably one of the most unique tracks of the mile and a halves, and trickiest for sure. Why don't you go ahead and tell us about this lovely facility?
The downtown Atlanta, it is the old surface, so they have repaved it. We got to see these next generation cars on the surface, the new surface, and they're basically branding it as a mile and a half super speedway, racing like a miniature Daytona. But I mean, this is the old surface, completely different. This surface shreds your tires. You're going to have to protect that right front and the right rear all night long. It's going to be mayhem. These cars get very loose here with the old surface. These cars just don't want to hunker to the road, so you're going to have trouble all night long trying to keep it in a straight line. Really got to drive it in there, which we've been saying that all season with these cars. But we'll go ahead and get a look at the map here of Atlanta Motor Speedway. Very symmetrical track. Turns 1 and 2 there, 3 and 4, very symmetrical. The banking here, I believe, is just about 18 degrees, I believe, in this old format. And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Looks like the fastest lap there, Jeff Bodine really dominated here in 1997, ran a 28.074. Greg Biffle in the Xfinity car in a 28.830, and then the trucks were 30.339. And that's kind of where we're sitting with these next generation cars. They're not as fast, and this surface is older now than 1997, so a lot of slowing down We're going to see probably a pole time around in the, the mid upper 30 point, nines, 30.8. So if you're looking for that, then also IndyCar raced here back in 1998, and you see Billy Boot there with a 24.734. But yeah, it's been repaved. It's a more high banking now, and we're going to see that probably here later in the season as we will be coming back to Atlanta, and we're sure that the sim will have the new paving on the simulator by that time. So we'll get to see these cars pack racing here at Atlanta. Should be interesting, but tonight, slipping and sliding, Emerson.
Absolutely, Devin. Unfortunately, we ran yesterday. Your race didn't pan out so well, but we already have a taste for these cars at this track, and we can tell you it is a handful. It is difficult, but man, these drivers are gonna have some fun. So we now switch gears. By the way, yeah, you're right. We're gonna be running about half. The fastest time in the practice session is over half a second slower off the fastest truck lap. So that's just something to watch out for. While these cars have 675 horsepower, again, kind of all the downforce, kind of, keeps them glued to the track, but in turn also kind of slows them down a little bit. We'll see how it all fares, but for sure, these times are not as fast as what they used to be. But the difficulty of these cars has definitely gone up. Switching gears, you can see some of the not so difficulties of the season for Jonathan Jennings with 2 wins already through 4 races and a 39-point lead over Max Service, who's had a pretty up and down start for what it's worth, but he's still up there second at points. Joseph Causey still out there searching for his first win of the season, 54 points back at Jennings. He says he's brought a great piece with him today. We'll see if that pans out. Andrew Pratt, 4th in points. That is a great start to the season so far for Andrew Pratt. 55 back of Jonathan Jennings. Stutzman is 66 back in P5 with Scott Bailey 6th, 1 point behind Stutzman. Seth Berger has rallied from outside the top 30 in points. He's up to 7th, 74 points back. Tyler Markle peeking his nose in at 8th, 76 back. Jacob Reeves comes in at 9th. A great start to the season for the 22 team. We'll see if they can keep that momentum on into the meat and potatoes of the schedule. They are 79 points back of the point leader, and Adrian Schumacher. He got provisional points last week at the Nashville Fairgrounds. He did not take the green flag, but he did attempt to qualify, so they give him last place points at Nashville. So he has scored in P10 with his 1 win at the Canadian Tire Motorsport Park. Devin?
Yep, and then we have Seth Fitzpatrick there sitting in the 11th position. He's had a very rough start of the season, but he's still in the playoffs right now. James Gilliard seemed to turn his luck around starting last week. Got a decent finish out of that 33 machine. Showed a lot of speed and got a good finish. Didn't get wrecked like he's kind of been used to be getting wrecked so far. But yeah, last week turned it around. Let's hope that continues for the 33. Doug Solms, we talked about him in the early part of the season, having a great start to the season compared to previous seasons, and he's up in 13th. Greg Holt, our champion from last year, finding his way back inside the top 15 after being out of the top 20 last week. And yeah, he's really had to make up some ground, but I'm sure our former champion will continue to rise through the ranks. Randall Barnett's in there in the cutoff position for the playoffs and 16th in the 92 points back from John Jennings. And of course, Tevin Thompson, 1 spot out, 5 points back of Barnett there in the 16th position. Then it kind of takes a little bit of a jump back to Garrett Belzy. He's 105 points off of the lead in 17th position there. Brad Bothwell, the 31, not had a great start to the season at all. We're used to see him dominating qualifying. That normally sets him up very well for the race, but it's not to be so far. He doesn't have a single pole to his name this season, which is very surprising considering his form last season. He sits in 18th. Andrew St. Cour coming back. He's coming back to the series after a year off. He's showing some speed, but he's had some tough luck as well. And then the league owner sitting there in 20th, Adam Gardner's not too far away from getting into this thing.
Yeah, let's remember that this season we're expanding the playoffs to 16 drivers, just as they do in real life. And yeah, very much with that expanded playoff, it gives a little bit more life to some of the drivers deep buried in that middle of the point standings. And there's still a lot of races to go. I mean, let's talk about the races. A lot of races to go. 22 still before we go into Daytona Road Course to the playoff opener. But we have, of course, we've gone through Daytona, Canadian Tire Motorsport Park, Auto Club, and Nashville. Done, dusted. Jonathan Jennings has been on a tear through most of them, but through all of them, really, making some sort of headline at all of them. The last 2 races he's won. Now tonight, we're at Atlanta. Oh my goodness, somebody just went flying across the infield grass. That really caught me off guard. I'm so sorry. Tonight we're at Atlanta, and then next week we're gonna bump the race length up a little bit, because next Wednesday night will be the second No Bull 5 race of the season at the Indianapolis Oval. I believe it's gonna be 120 laps. It's gonna be a little bit of a test of endurance next week, but it's gonna be our I guess first trip to the, it's gonna be our first trip to the Brickyard here in the Outlaws Sim Series. So still a lot of unknowns for the series as a whole. Chicagoland comes up next, that 1.5 miles. Then we go to the cornfields of Iowa with the 7/8 mile short track. Then out to Talladega, Alabama for round number 9. To the dirt of Bristol for round 10. Rockingham, the 1 mile short track in North Carolina, comes up 11th. And Watkins Glen coming in at round number 12 for the second road course of the season, Devin.
Yeah, Martinsville will come in at 13th there. One of the a good short track test for these drivers, the Paperclip in Virginia. Then we head to another short track, Indianapolis Raceway Park, and then we head back to the 1.5 miles of Texas. It should be a good. I've raced that track in this car. It's very fun, very fast. iRacing Super Speedway will be the next test for these drivers. A 3 mile fantasy track that iRacing has, modeled after the old Coca-Cola series or Coca-Cola Raceway from previous. I believe that was. Can't remember the name of the game, but that's it. NASCAR Racing 2003. Yep. So modeled after that fantasy track there. New Hampshire brings up next, the flat 1 mile track there, the Magic Mile. Then we head to Michigan. The 2 mile is up there in Michigan. Eldora will be our second dirt track of the season. Then we head back to Daytona to do another super speedway race. And then we go to Laguna Seca. I'm excited to see these cars handle Laguna Seca. Should be fun to watch these cars go around the corkscrew. And then we head to Pocono, the tricky triangle there in Pennsylvania. Then we head out west to Phoenix. And we do tackle the dog leg perils of that track. Then we come back to the East Coast and take on Charlotte.
And then only 2 races remain as you set yourself up for a potential playoff run. The high banks of the concrete at Bristol and the Nashville Super Speedway put 2 back-to-back concrete tracks that kind of round out of a regular season. Then we get some more twisting and turning. The official series have been at COTA this week, and it's been a lot of fun to wrestle these next-gen bad boys around these road courses. So they're going to get to do it twice in round number 1. Daytona road course at round 27. Split up the road courses with a 1 mile oval that kind of, I guess, runs like a road course. There's curbing, and the corners are really long at Milwaukee. Then you get to the Charlotte Roval at round 29. Into round number 2, there'll be 12 drivers left for championship contention. We'll go to the short track out of virtual Lakeland, Florida's USA International. Then we'll head back to Talladega. We'll round out the round at Darlington, the Lady in Black, the track that's too tough to time. And then there'll be 8 as we head over to Homestead. Back to this lovely facility here, hopefully transformed at that point into the Super Speedway. We'll hit up North Wilkesboro for a chaotic short track penultimate round of the season, and then there'll be 4 heading into Richmond, Virginia for the season finale. And we've got quite the schedule to do. I'm so glad we're going to be able to take on all of these tracks and learn so much about these brand new next-gen cars, because we're still learning these cars. We've ran a lot, but we're still learning week in, week out, just as all these drivers are. I cannot wait to see how these cars handle on dirt, how these cars tackle other road courses, how things get updated throughout the season.
Yeah, it definitely would be interesting to see how all of these cars handle, especially with us learning a brand new car. It's very difficult to drive. We pointed that out before. Much more driver skill is involved in handling these cars. It's caught quite a few people out early in the season. In a different league, it's caught me out a couple of times. Just not being prepared for the snappiness of this car. It can just kind of snap out from under you without any real warning, and yeah, it can catch you off guard sometimes. But as we said, that a kind of a new name that we haven't seen up at the top of the charts, and of course a familiar name that's kind of been up towards the charts, but not all the way up to the charts. So, Zoltan Herzig up there leading the practice right now. And then his teammate, Brad Bothwell, who we saw dominate qualifying last season, he's sitting up there in 6th. I think this is the highest he's been in a practice so far, Emerson.
Oh my goodness, there's a crash on the back straightaway there. Zoltan Herzig hits the parked number 45 there on the back straightaway. That's Julio Villalobos, by the way, he hit. Brad Bothwell has made a pretty nice little run here in practice thus far. It's not been the greatest this season to this point, but we know Brad Bothwell had the most poles last season, and he's been absolutely on it. I think he's just trying to get adapted to this new car, and we'll have to see how it fares out for Brad Bothwell. But Devin, we do have Brad standing by, so we'll go ahead and head him your way.
Yep, and hey, Brad, this is Devin in the booth. Do you have a copy?
Yes, sir.
Hey, man, we haven't talked to you yet this season. I wanted to give you a little bit to see how you were going to do. We were expecting maybe some of that pole streak to get back in here, but it hasn't been going your way this season. Kind of walk us through what's going on with this new car.
I think, we've been struggling. I mean, I know we're pretty fast this week, but I don't know, the speed hasn't been there for me. I'm still trying to figure it out. And I don't know. I mean, we're getting there. I don't think you'll see me on the pole tonight, though. My cue's still a little too loose. I don't even know if I'm going to cue yet because I'm seeing a lot of guys out here loose, so I might sit in the back. So that's how it's going.
Yeah. Having to adapt to a different strategy with a brand new car, and you mentioned having to adapt to this car. I mean, it is a handful for sure, and the races so far have been a handful for you. You've taken the different strategies starting the back, and it really hasn't gone your way early in the season. Do you foresee it changing around here? I mean, I know we got a lot of races left, so plenty of time to get the ship righted, but is there any panic in your mind right now, early in the season?
Right now, there's no panic. I mean, everybody's kind of struggling. I mean, there's a couple teams that are figuring it out here, but I mean, we'll get it eventually. I mean, that's what I'm hoping for. I mean, we're at the 1.5 miles right now. We'll have a couple of them. Short tracks, I'm still struggling a little bit, so.
Yeah, I mean, I know we're back to the bread and butter here, the 1.5 miles, and that's what you dominated at last season. And we wish you the best of luck here going forward. But I do want to give you a chance to shout out any sponsors or helpers on help with your setups with your race team. The floor is yours, my friend.
Yeah, I just want to give a shout out to my team. It's James, he puts in a lot of laps and everything. I got the newcomers, Olton and Robert. So we should be fast tonight, though. So,
well, we definitely look forward to having you join us back here in the broadcast booth at the end of the race. Good luck tonight, and hopefully it goes your way.
Thank you.
And that was driver of the number 31, Brad Bothwell. The other person I want to bring in is one of the people he mentioned, his teammate, driver of the number 39, Zoltan Herzig. I've been wanting to talk to this guy for quite a bit, especially since had quite a few opportunities to do so back when we used to cover Nork. And it's been a minute since I've gotten to hear from you, Zoltan. Getting you a little pre-race insight here at Atlanta. Top of the charts by over half a tenth. How are you feeling?
Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. Just gotta worry about getting loose. This thing's kind of crazy getting over the bump, and one, I haven't really figuring out how to fix that. So it's going to be a little sketchy towards the beginning of the race. Hopefully, towards the end of the race, I'll tighten up enough that I won't have to worry about it too much. But it's going to be interesting.
Absolutely. It's been evident that these cars are an absolute handful at this old, at 25-year asphalt surface here at Atlanta. I've known you as a driver, at least back with the Xfinity Series season in Newark. The driver that kind of, comes in late, kind of really preserves tires. It's really the long run that does it for you. When you get to a track that's really difficult on tires, really difficult on cars, is this kind of a track that suits your driving style more, you would say? Or do you I mean, I know you're top of the charts, so I guess you can't hate it too much, but do you not really like coming here?
I like coming here because it does take a certain patience just to race well. You have to relax and just kind of keep the tires on it, because like you said, it's just treacherous on eating up tires. So as long as you can keep it a little bit better than everybody else, it's definitely helpful.
Right on. And I don't know what essentially is going to happen in the race. That's the fun of it. We all don't know. But I could definitely sense a lot of single car spins and trouble that may not result in yellows. Say either you get trapped towards the middle of the pack, or just you approach lap traffic that's having trouble. How do you plan to navigate other cars that may not be up to par, or may not be having the best of days with the handling of their race cars?
I always plan on taking it easy behind them, letting them sort it out themselves, but it never works out that way. Always just try to push and try to get around them, or if they're slower, or just try to maintain and stuff,
Right. You came into this season, I was really excited. I'm like, I know this name. This is a name that is, lit up the boards in Newark. You come into the season, granted Daytona, it's hard to control your own destiny there. And I don't believe you showed up at Canadian Tire. But you had a couple rough weeks with the trouble at Auto Club and then the big wreck at Nashville. Has that kind of put a dampen on the beginning of your season, or you just kind of keep chugging?
Definitely a little bit of a dampen, but I also haven't been able to race that much, so I'm definitely learning each race. That's the big part for me right now, is just learn how to race the car, because I really don't have much experience in this next gen. And then even at Auto Club, I felt good. I was able to kind of race through the pack a little bit. I got close to the lead, and then I just got a little loose and cooked that right rear, and I wrecked myself a couple laps later after getting loose. But it's just another part of relearning the sim and relearning this car.
Absolutely. Well, we're on race 5 of 36, so much time remains here in the season, even the regular season, for everybody to get to grips with this car. Tonight here at Atlanta, top of the charts by 67 1,000ths of a second. Zoltan, looking to have a great day. We'll give you the floor here to shout out. Whoever you got to shout out, thank you, we're going to thank for putting you in this position to get Adam tonight.
I got to thank Brad Bothwell for getting me into this league. Got to thank James. They both do a lot of work with these setups, and I'm not really smart with the setups. They're a little bit better than me, so I kind of leave it to them, and they do a really good job. So shout out to them. Shout out to my teammate Robbie G. Hopefully he can get another top 10. He did pretty well last week,
Right on. Well, Zoltan, we'll leave you back to it. Only a couple minutes left in practice. Best luck to you, driver. Hopefully we'll talk to you a little bit later on.
Thanks, bud. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Driver of the number 39, Zoltan Herczeg. So we've gotten the chance to hear from two B&G Motorsports cars, Devin. There's a lot of positivity in that team that has had a pretty rough struggle at the beginning of the season. But as they both said, they're all learning this new race car.
Yeah, and they seem to be learning it well. Just taking a look at the times now on practice, you can see Zoltan is sitting in the top spot there, and then in third, James Gilliard, his teammate, and then Robbie G, as he called him there, sitting in fourth, and then Brad Bothwell is right there in sixth. So 4 of those B&G cars sitting in the top 6, Emerson. They look poised to do very, very well tonight. The only drivers not on their team, Jacob Reeves and Joseph Causey, trying to upset that B&G domination tonight. But man, they look really good as a whole team tonight.
Yeah, this is really the first sign we've seen B&G coming out to play this season. And granted, this is the first mile and a half of the season. So maybe they were just waiting for their time to shine at the meat and potatoes of the NASCAR schedule. As you said, Kazi's up there at the top of the charts as well. Jacob Reeves in 5th. Julio Villalobos making his return to Outlaws Sim Series competition, and he's up there in the 7th position. Jonathan Jennings, our 2-time race winner, so far this season, up in 8th. Scott Bailey in 9th, up there in the top 10 in points. And Derek McMurtry, who we heard from last week at Nashville prior to the race starting, up in 10th in practice as well. So, pretty intriguing top 10 as we get things nearly underway here tonight at the Atlanta Motor Speedway. Want to give a shout out to our partners here at Pit Stop TV, of course. Tucson Sound Art, Permanent Makeup, and Cryo in Maine. Whiplash Media, BAM Racing Videos, of course, Whiplash Sim Cams. Again, these beautiful shots you're going to be seeing tonight. Check out Whiplash Sim Cams at whiplashmedia.com. It's 30 seconds tonight, so I do want to give a shout out to our crew working tonight's show. On the call with me this evening, Devin Zimmerman will be joining me on the call. Ed Shearer is back in action on our social media platforms this week. He'll be tackling our Facebook, our Twitter, and our Instagram coverage tonight. So don't miss any of those amazing posts that he's going to be putting out throughout tonight's race. A few more seconds left here in practice. Go ahead and shout out all of our social media outlets so far. Check us out on Facebook at facebook.com/pitstoptv. Instagram at pit_stop_TV. Our Twitter is at pitstoptv_. Our YouTube, youtube.com/c/pitstoptv1. And of course, our Twitch, twitch.tv/pit_stop_TV. Well, Devin, here we are. Qualifying has officially commenced. Pratt Tile and qualifying underway, and we'll see who'll be the first drivers to take to the track. Well, I see somebody is already eager to get to the track. Is driver of the number 88, who's been really talking about this great piece of machinery he's brought with him to the track. Here he comes out onto the track, driver of the number 88, Joseph Kazi.
Yeah, he was raving the last night, like you said, about the setup that they've brought here in the Performance Sim Sports camp. It's gotten him up to, he was sitting in second right there, but let's see what he can put on the track and try and get this Pratt Tile and Stone Pole Award. We've had, I believe, four races so far this season, and we've handed out 3. We've handed out the Pratt Tile and Stone Award to 3 different drivers, so it will be very interesting if we get a 4th completely different driver. Of course, Joseph sat on pole at Canadian Tire, so if he wins it, we won't have a different driver, but all the same, it looks like he's got that thing dialed in right in the middle line right now.
Yeah, he does, and he's going for it on that first lap. And you're right, we've had 3 different pole award winners this season. Most notably, and the driver who's done it the most has been Jonathan Jennings, as Joseph Kazi sets the first time in qualifying right there. The other drivers to get poles, Canadian Tire, which this driver right here, Joseph Kazi, last week was driver of the number 22, Jacob Reeves. Let's get out there and see who else is fast. Haven't even mentioned this name too much today, but this driver right here went out and won at this track most recently by 19 one-thousandths of a second. And Devin, that was also the race where he became an Outlaws Sim Series champion.
Yeah, I will say I was one of the absolute lovers of this old surface at Atlanta. It produces great finishes throughout the years. Maybe not so much when it when it was first paved, but this old surface, for some reason, produced some of the greatest finishes I can think of in NASCAR. It seemed, and it produced another one last season between Greg Holt and Seth Berger. You said it, that close for a championship. And man, I think it's going to produce another one tonight as we see Causey going very fast, 31.0 there. But I think a 30.9 or 30.8 is going to end up being the pole time. We'll have to see. But yeah, I expect another great nail-biting finish here at Atlanta.
Mentioned before, Julio Villalobos returning to Outlaws Sim Series competition, back out there and ready to do battle on his number 45. Where does that first time put him on the charts? Well, puts him second quickest, so nifty little piece this 45 is brought to the track with him, and he's still got a couple laps to see if he can improve.
Yeah, he's riding the bottom line through 1 and 2. I know in the fixed setups in these cars, it's faster to run up by the top, but with the open setup, you can really dial the car to run where you want it to run, and it looks like that 45 is really happy down on the bottom end of the racetrack. He gets a good run off 4. Let's see where he puts it this time.
That time it does not improve, but he still has a third lap. Maybe he took it easy on that second lap to set himself up for this third lap, and he's going to go round.
Yeah, over pushing it off of 2. We could see that tonight. I believe it was Brad Bothwell who said that in his interview with me, that he didn't know if he was going to qualify or not because of exactly that. You know, the guy's pushing it off of 2, and it seems really treacherous. He's expecting some wrecks tonight. Wrecks normally we don't see a whole lot of here in the Outlaw Sim Series. Everybody seems to keep control
Jennings
of the car.
catches the wall.
Yeah, Jennings hits the wall there. He's going to probably try to pull over and reset. But, yeah, we don't see a whole lot of wrecks here in the Outlaw Sim Series. But, yeah, it seems like Bothwell and a couple other drivers expecting quite a few tonight.
Here comes the driver coming into tonight's race, 20th in the point standings and looking to potentially push his way into that playoff 16. Adam Gardner has steadily improved his pace when it comes to the iRacing.com Motorsport Simulator service, and Adam Gardner has absolutely been flying in his own right. He's made several strides to push forward. And no matter what car he's driven, he puts in a lot of laps. He's learning a lot. He is enjoying the process of learning how to race again. I mean, granted, now we've been on the sim. Most of the Outlaw Sim series has been on the sim now, coming up on about 2 years now. But still, a lot of these drivers get to just learn the ins and outs of the sim the more and more laps they do. And Adam Gardner is one of those drivers who just enjoys that process of it. But Scott Bailey, he'll put it 4th quickest out there. Got a couple other drivers out on the track. Let's catch up with Derek McMurtry. Looks like he might have had an issue.
Yeah, really slow as the 84 car. I think he set a valid lap time so far.
I actually know what he's doing, Devin.
Oh, he's saving fuel.
Yeah.
To keep the rear spoiler out of the air.
I don't know how well it's going to work at Atlanta, but this is intriguing. We shall see how this works. We'll catch up with somebody else while he's really just making pace laps right now. How about Randall Barnett?
He's taking off now, but
okay.
Yeah, here's Randall Barnett coming to the line. He looks to be on a fast lap.
Murchie has
he's pulled off the road.
I think that was a timed lap. He just wanted to start last of the qualifiers, actually. I feel like that might have been the case.
Well, I'm looking for any of those B&G cars, that were up towards the top of the standings in practice. I don't see any of them having taken to the track so far. So they all might be waiting till the very end here. We got about 3 minutes left as we see Greg Holt on the track.
Yeah, Greg Holt at this point, he's finished his qualifying run. He's just running extra laps now. For that added practice. That's what I love about this iRacing qualifying. If you need extra practice, just go out there and keep running. Got 10 minutes, why not?
Yeah, plenty of time to get in a couple more runs, fill the car out, especially after you run a couple of fast laps. Just kind of see how much the tires are going to degrade over over maybe a 10-lap run that you can get in, maybe more, having run a couple of fast laps. As we see Randall Barnett pull it in. And he's done with his qualifying, it looks like. And, yeah, I think maybe Jeremiah Stutzman is on the track. I'm trying to look.
There is Jeremiah Stutzman working his way now through 3 and 4. He's getting ready to get going here. Looks like Bothwell, Hertzeg, and Gianni Max Service are all taking to the track right now. So we're going to get an influx at times here in these final 2 minutes. Stutzman running the high side on his opening lap.
Yeah, kind of going a different angle from the other Performance Sim Sports guys that were running down at the bottom. He takes the top line here on the first lap. And then goes to the bottom in 3 and 4. So running some different lines, trying different things. And we see that out of Jeremiah quite a bit. He likes to push the envelope, try different things, try different strategies, and he puts in a good lap time there. That's going to get him up to 8th so far.
Brad Bothwell on the back straightaway. Trying to see what he can do with this 31 machine. Running right there in the middle, that middle seam, and he drops down under it, coming off of 4.
.31.3.
That's
He's
11th quickest right now.
11th quickest. His teammate, Robbie G, as they call him, he's up there in 8th position. Herzeg goes to 5th.
And Max puts it 22nd. That's all the jerseys taking to the track so far. Still more laps to go. Stutzman has finished his run. Let's catch up with Zoltan Herzeg, driver of the number 39. Bothwell slaps it up there in 4. Zoltan Herzeg to the line.
Ooh, so close. He's
Top
at
of the
pole.
charts!
Yeah, he was. I knew it was a fast one. It was so close. 25/100ths of a second between him and Joseph Gauzy. I know Gauzy's not happy about that one. But, man, what a lap from Zoltan Herzeg there. And also Brad Bothwell kind of showing the speed out of that car in qualifying like we're used to seeing. He's not on pole, but he's in the top 5. His teammate, Robbie Gianni, or was it, how do you say his last name?
Yeah, Robert Gianni.
Sorry. Yeah, Gianni. He's up there in 9th. So, man, these B&G cars, they came to play tonight, Emerson.
Sir, Julio Villalobos' last car out there, but actually that means the session is over, Devin.
It does, and for the first time this season, Zoltan Herzeg shows some speed. He's going to claim the Pratt Towel and Stone Pole Award, our 4th recipient, different recipient of this award throughout the season. We've had 5 races. Jennings has won it twice. Causey once. I believe, who was the third one? I cannot remember. It was at Auto Club. But I cannot remember for life.
Jennings took it at Auto Club. It was Causey at Canadian Tire and Reeves at Nashville.
Reeves, that's right. Reeves took it at Nashville. But congratulations to Zoltan Herzeg on claiming this week's Pratt Towel and Stone Award. Pratt Towel and Stone, serving Central Vermont since 2005.
Well, Devin, it is time for us to go ahead and take to the starting lineup for tonight's 220 lap affair here at the old asphalt at Atlanta. Row number 1, 2 very fast, very competitive drivers, very smart drivers with a lot of sim experience. Zoltan Herzeg and Joseph Causey make up the front row. That is a monstrous front row. Row 2, it'll be the 91 of Jonathan Jennings, who's been off to probably the hottest start in the Outlaws Sim Series, and Julio Villalobos. Actually, he gets to start 3rd there on the inside. For number 3, it'll be the 31 of Brad Bothwell, the 22 of Jacob Reeves. Row 4, it'll be the 11 of Scott Bailey, the 82 of Adrian Schumacher. And row number 5, it'll be the 34 of Robert Gianni, the 71 of Jeremiah Stutzman.
Yeah, row number 6, we're going to see Seth Berger and Kevin Thompson to his outside. Row number 7 is going to have Greg Holt there in the 3. He's not been qualifying very well this season, but he definitely makes his way up in the races. And to his outside, Matt Rogers in the 96. Row number 8 is going to see Andrew St. Cour in the 12 car, and to his outside, Devin Smith in the 95. And row number 9, we have Robert Torrens, a newcomer to the series tonight in the 9 car. To his outside, the league owner, Adam Gardner in the 56. And then in row 10, Eric Peck in the 16, and Andrew Pratt in the 75.
We'll continue rolling on. 21st, it'll be the 63 of Randall Barnett. The 81 of Max Service will start 22nd. Row number 12, it'll be the 5 of Matthew Setzer. The 84 of Derek McMurtry. Row 13, it'll be the 14 of Nathan Aldrich. The 69 of John Hickey. Back to 14th row, it'll be Seth Fitzpatrick in the 2, James Gilliard in 33. The 15th row will be Andrew Schroeder and Doug Solms, and rounding out the field will be the 37 of Joseph Fogg. So the field is working their way around the track now. There they are, working their way off of turn number 2. Let's go ahead and check the weather coming into today's race. It is pretty windy out there, Devin. Winds gusting around 13 miles an hour. Track temp is hot and slick. 125 degrees Fahrenheit. The track temp 90 degrees. The air temp 89.5. It is a hot, windy day. Just more and more difficulty for these drivers in these difficult cars at this difficult track surface.
It is. They don't call it Hot Lantern for nothing, but we're getting ready to go green. Enjoy this restart. It should be a good one. We're going to see these guys spread out and go for it here. I am very certain about that.
And a VIRacing.com safety vehicle will pull into the safety pit lane. Zoltan Herzig is going to lead the field to the green. Here from Atlanta. It's Joseph Kiazi who has jumped out in front early here at Atlanta. You're looking to see if he can maybe find his way to victory lane here early on in his Outlaws Sim Series season. A pretty abysmal start for Joseph Kiazi this season, but out to the lead and gapping Zoltan by about half a second now down to turn 3.
Yeah, Causey's car, I mean, he raved about the setup tonight. It looks like he set this thing up for, I mean, decent pole time, but more so for this long run. More than likely, that's what we see out of these performance sim sport cars each and every week. They're set up so well for the long runs, and there's Causey setting the fastest time of the race, and man, he got out to a great start. I'm not too sure why Herzig picked the outside lane, but yeah, that was quite an interesting call. I don't know. That's we'll have to ask him about that later, maybe in an interview later. But that to me was an interesting call to take that outside lane.
Adam Gardner started 18th. He's up to 13th and looking for more in that number 56 car. Looking to go forward, duking it out with the 9 there, Robert Florence.
Yeah, and a big gaggle of cars we're watching here. Seth Berger kind of leading that one on the bottom to his outside there. I believe that's going to be Gianni. I think that's Gianni right there. And then right behind Seth is Craig Holt trying to follow him through on the bottom side of the racetrack. And then Matt Rogers also in this pack. And, I mean, they are racing really, really hard.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's really easy to pack up with these cars and the way the air works around in the sideways. This is the 96, Matt Rogers to the bottom of the track, trying to save it, and a car in the wall, looks like it's going to be the 9, and a wreck in the back as well. Multiple cars around at the back, Andrew Schroeder involved, Matthew Setzer, and more.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to throw the caution for this one. Quite a few cars involved in this incident.
We're going to go ahead and try to grab a replay and see what had happened. That was massive. A lot of cars getting loose there. It only took about 5 laps for cars to get loose. Here we go. Looks like we're going to be able to get the... Looks like we weren't able to get it queued up there correctly. We'll try to get it once again. Okay, here we go. Goodness.
And it looks like, Matt maybe... Oh, this is going to be behind Matt, but it looks like Matt got loose and he clips the apron, gets down there, was able to hold it straight, but that kind of backed up everyone behind him.
There's something else going on here in 1 and 2. We weren't able to get to it. I guess this was coming up next lap, so we'll be able to maybe go ahead and try to see what happened to Matt Rogers as well on this replay. And
yeah, he's running that top lane.
Yep.
That top lane, you can get loose If you pick up the gas too early and too heavy in the center of the turn, he does run the bottom on this time, though.
Well, he got loose down here on the bottom as well. Did he get help?
Yeah,
No, he did not.
loose. Yeah, just loose.
Just sideways.
And he comes up the track.
Oh goodness! And back here
Oh,
was the bigger wreck.
Yeah.
And Villalobos,
hit.
no, tried to avoid it, and into the wall went Villalobos as well. Goodness gracious.
And Stutzman comes out of there. I saw that car go screaming by. He comes out unscathed, but man, a lot of cars taken out right there. Very hard hits for all of these guys.
This happens right here. Setzer gets sideways,
Setzer just
overcorrects it into the wall. Nowhere for Fitzpatrick
no.
or Schroeder. My goodness, big hits for everyone back here.
Yeah, Fitzpatrick's bad luck to the season. I mean, it continues. He has been involved in a lot of incidents and just taken out with no fault of his own, but also no place to go. And yeah, that's what happens with these cars. They can happen just like that. They can snap out from under you, and you just have no control and you're along for the ride.
Get ready for this one. God.
Oh, into your living room.
Oh my goodness. And Villalobos tried to miss it. He had it miss and then was careening up the wall. So 2 separate incidents, but 5 cars all crashing out of turn 2 here that are going to bring out the first caution period of the day.
Yeah, we're seeing all these guys. I think most all the drivers came down to pit road. Got some tires. Tires are a big issue here. There is, or sorry, nope, they have not gone down. A few drivers came down, but not all drivers came down.
Some maybe came down to top off.
Top off and get tires. So
because they are limited in their set of tires tonight. Can't recall the exact number. But I believe it's going to be somewhere in the ballpark of 6 to 8 tire sets.
Yeah, so they got to manage that. But yeah, some guys maybe topping off on fuel. Some guys back in the pack trying to take a gamble here. But yeah, that's a big incident early, and Brad Bothwell called it in his early interview. He's sitting in third right now. But yeah, he called this incident. He's saying that these guys coming off 2, they're getting loose and they're having trouble, and sure enough, that's what exactly happened.
Yeah, I mean, we expected it, right? So the cars are so off balance there. When you're riding over all the bumps here at Atlanta and you're hitting the seams the wrong way, and again, these are open setups, so they may be tailored a certain way to maybe carry more speed, maybe more than the car is able to really handle, and you get stuff like that. I mean, you saw almost none of that was. None of those crashes started because of another car contacting one another. It was cars getting loose. And it's unfortunate that that's kind of just how it's going to happen here at Atlanta, at least to start on. Once these drivers kind of get a hold of their cars and really start to figure these cars out, they'll maybe get more confident. That's where more racing happens, and well, that's when we can see crashes like that. But here we are under caution. Looks like the choose rule was made there, but a lot of drivers hit the pit lane, so maybe potential fuel strategy, because we see about 10 of them on the pit lane right now on the 1 to green.
Yeah, these guys trying to pull some strategy. It looks like maybe top off, see if they can go long, thinking maybe, hey, during a pit run, if I'm running long and these guys come out on new tires, they might lose it or just like that and bring out a caution, and then, hey, I'm on the lead lap now, leading this race. So not a bad call, not a bad gamble from these guys in the back. It could really go in their favor if the cards fall their way. And even if you don't really lose a whole lot.
Well, so far, we have already lost 2 drivers from this race. Matthew Setzer, Seth Fitzpatrick have called it today. Andrew Schroeder is also sitting on the pit lane 4 laps down. Everybody else is on the lead lap trying to get their damage repaired. Julio Villalobos going to try to tough it out here. A couple others at that. So here we go. The iRacing.com safety vehicle is going to pull into the safety of pit lane. I know the scoring up top is not entirely correct. We are going to be restarting here. Lap 11 of 220 from Atlanta. And here's a name that's come to play early here at Atlanta. Adrian Schumacher is up well within the top 5 way earlier than we expect him to be.
Yeah, he's a guy who likes to take his time and kind of let the car come to him and then make his moves. But, man, he's up here early, and he's really fighting these guys. He's gotten around, I believe, Seth Berger. Greg Holt has gotten around him. But, yeah, Adrian Schumacher has come to play today.
Yeah, Schumacher wants to get ahead of all the potential trouble that could happen back there, and you would have seen what he might have been involved in if he was one of those who decided not to qualify tonight. And here he is up there in the 5th position, looking to keep going forward. Seth Berger, Devin Smith, Jonathan Jennings, Scott Bailey rounding out the top 10. This is all behind Kazi, Hertzeg, Bothwell, and Holt. Bothwell goes fastest in the tow of teammate Zoltan Hertzeg.
Yeah, these B&G cars, they've come to play too. But Greg Holt, another performance sim sport guy, right on the back of Brad Bothwell now. Bothwell stays high. Greg's going to take it down low into 3 and 4. And Greg's loose.
You know what? Greg's able to keep powering through. He's confident in his ability to control that race car. And this battle is going to start to heat up.
Yeah, you can see the car. It looked like it was drifting through turns 3 and 4 there. You saw the back end just try to kick
right
out.
There. You see that? That's what we love about Atlanta. 3 different lines.
Yeah, it's so cool, this old surface. I did like the new surface racing here. It does provide a different aspect of 1.5 mile racing. But, man, this old surface just had so much character and provided so much different availability to run different lines around this entire racetrack. And you're seeing it here from all 3 of these drivers,
Oh, Bothwell sideways and into the wall!
And he's got a lot of cars coming right here. Everybody's staying low. But Bothwell, big damage on the right-hand side of that car. And he's got a big pack coming now. I don't know if he's going to get down.
He's not going to be able to pit. And a lot of cars going to try to dart around Volwound at 31, and his day is effectively going to be over. I'm sure he might be dealing with suspension damage and race control. iRacing race control may very well meatball him as well. That might be day done for the 31.
And, man, he had such a good qualifying run, such a good run going up to 3rd place. And, he just not to be again for the 31 car this season. His bad luck continues, and we seem to have that as a broken record for a lot of these guys, just with the brand new adaptability of this car, learning a brand new car, learning how it drives, and how it responds on track is really just not played into the hands of some of these drivers early on this season.
Traveling down the pit lane, drudgingly slow, and unfortunately, many drivers know this feeling all too well. It's so difficult to have a fast car and ultimately just really out of your control. Car snaps on you, and that's been one of the things. I love, this car is difficult to drive, but I don't know if the car should do that. That is difficult. And who's to say, the car's perfect on iRacing as to its real life counterpart, but cars being difficult to drive is one thing. Cars not being able to be driven is another thing. And maybe he just pushed it too hard. Maybe that was human error, but it really feels like that's all too common with these cars. That it's too easy to wreck it.
Yeah, and it caught me out exactly at this track in a very similar way. It was coming off of turn 4, and it just pulled to the left a little bit. You get out of the gas, let it correct itself. Instead of, you don't brake or turn the wheel or anything. You just let it kind of straighten itself out. And in the process of straightening itself out, it just turned dead right for no reason. I didn't turn the wheel right. It just turned right by itself, and it said, yep, we're done. So car has a mind of its own, it seems sometimes, especially this
is
car,
a tough track at that, because
yeah, it's tough.
There's bumps and seams at all the places you don't want them to be, but at the same time, I don't know if a car should be that hard to drive. It to wheel it is one thing, and have to use your throttle control to be fast here. To have to use your throttle to survive is another thing.
Yeah, and we see a big gaggle here. Seth Berger again into this gaggle. I see Jeremiah Stutzman, Adrian Schumacher. Seth Berger's been able to get around him.
Schumacher's
But
dropped a lot of spots, but he's
yeah,
back in
Schumacher's
11th.
Yeah, he's dropping quite a bit. Stutzman making up ground, though. He's gotten around Seth Berger on the outside.
Stutzman sideways!
Ooh, and that's going to put that compromise Schumacher off the two. Schumacher really had to get out of the gas there to stay out of the back of the 71.
I don't know how nobody made contact there. Stutzman did a great job at not overreacting. Another thing with these cars, and this, more. I mean, for what it's worth, I mean, I'm just another user of the sim, but I do like the aspect that's a little harder to save, because I think that adds a lot to it. You have to maybe think more when you put yourself in a bind like that. But wow, that says a lot. Stutzman just kept the cool head, kept the car rolling. He didn't make any aggressive steering movements or throttle or brake applications. That car let the car come back to him, and he's able to keep rolling.
Yeah, he's able to keep going, and a good save there. We've seen, you see that happen. We saw it happen to Brad Bothwell. He wasn't able to keep it out of the wall, but sometimes you can. So great. Jeremiah Stutzman able to continue. He's now trying to be passed on the outside by Adrian Schumacher. I'm not sure if Schumacher maybe pushed it a little too early and has kind of thrown his tires off from where he actually likes them so far. But I can tell you one thing. This 88 machine, this 39, and this 3 car are dialed in, and they have opened up a monster gap to Jonathan Jennings behind him. Over 4 seconds back to Jonathan Jennings from these top 3.
Oh, looks like there was somebody up in the wall back there as well. I believe maybe a red car. Maybe Matt Rogers again caught the wall. And that does seem to be the case. Rogers is dropping back like a rock. So I think I missed her to 96 once again. We continue on, though. Actually, it might have been that 33 of Gill Leaders. A little bit of right side damage to his machine. I just saw a darkened red car. 3 wide here. We got Mickey Aldridge and Devin Smith going 3 wide. And right behind them, Pratt going nearly 3 wide as well.
And there's Devin Smith wrecking off with
Stutzman
with him. Stutzman in the wall hard. Devin Smith, a lot of damage on the right-hand side of that car. I'm not sure that's going to be a caution. The only car stopped is Stutzman. He gets it rolling again. I haven't heard a caution yet. But, man, oh, man, that is another incident where we saw that was exactly almost like the Matt Rogers incident where he just kind of lost it. There's another car doing the exact same thing off of 2 as we're going to the replay here. I believe that was Schumacher, by the way. He's saved it. He's still going. But we take another look. Turn 2, the treacherous zone. We've heard it all night. It happens again. Devin Smith trying to get the power down. Maybe just a little bit too early, and it just loops around on him, and Stutzman had nowhere to go and just kind of followed him down and planted it in the wall.
I want to get a better view of the impact there. Kind of see how maybe Devin Smith was able to escape. Here we go. One more look at it. And I believe that car might have been a Gilliard. That's the one who's dropped off a little bit on the timing sheet. I mean, that looks like we are still very much. Here we go. This is going to be the view here. Devin Smith gets sideways. Stutzman had nowhere to go. Smith actually saved it.
Yeah, Stutzman got on the brakes to not hit him, and that locked it up and just sent it dead left.
That is unfortunate. And I believe it was Gilliard, since Gilliard has now lost touch with the pack. This is now live again. Gilliard's lost touch with that pack. Schumacher is still up in the 11th position. So if he did get sideways, he's still up there. But we've had a change at the front of the pack. It is Zoltan Hertzeg out in front of Joseph Kielzy. I want to try to see if we can go back. Well, we're actually in a battle right now, so we'll join this battle live while it happens.
Yeah, side by side off of 2, Causey and Hertzeg, and Hertzeg has the power and the momentum off of turn 2. He easily clears Joseph Causey down the front or down the backstretch. But we go back and look at how this lead was taken with the Pit Stop TV replay here.
Here we go. Actually, this is already. I guess they've been battling for a while here. So we'll kind
Yeah,
of drop back and
and it looks like Herzog's kind of running that high line in 1 and 2. He's comfortable doing that, runs the low line in 3 and 4 if possible. But yeah, here we go. We're going to get to see it this time down into turn 3. Herzog got a great run. He
sent
stays
it.
up high.
Yep.
Yeah, he's there when he come off the turn, so
Kazi didn't want to clear up in front of him, knew he was going to get a run. They went side by side across the stripe. It was advantage Kazi there into 1. Herzog was probably able to drive it in deeper to the top side, while Kazi had to pedal it on the inside, and that's just kind of what happened to the lane choice. Herzog loves running up by that outside wall. Kazi actually got cleared that time. Then Herzog dropped down low, sent it up the inside of the 88, and I think that time might have been able to keep it, make it stick a little bit more. Kazi actually fell in behind. Does he get the crossover here?
nice slide job.
Kazi went at it again.
Yeah, I believe this is right after he picked it up the next lap, I believe. Kazi again clear in the center of the turn. But man, Herzog gets a huge run off of turn 2. And I believe he's going to try and do the same exact move again, maybe.
I think he wanted to go to the outside this time.
Yeah, he stays right behind him, trying to get him clear off of 4.
Yeah, they went side by side out of 4 again, and that time it'll be Herzog across the line. And I think from here, I think this is where we caught it. I think Kazi had to... actually, Kazi almost got cleared that time. This battle went on for a while.
Yeah, this is the setup, though, right there. As long as you're able to stay beside him coming off the turn, when you get to 3 and 4, you're going to be able to clear him on that outside. Just so much momentum you're able to keep up. It does hurt the tires a little bit, but to get the lead and be that fresh air on the nose of the car, I definitely think it's worth it. So this is where we picked it up right here. Kazi sending it in one last time, trying to get the lead back, and we just see the 39 drive away off of turn 2.
That kind of settled it right there. Kazi probably burnt up the stuff a little bit. And we'll go ahead and pick this back up live. I want to say, John Mickey is up to 5th, and oh no. It's like we have
technical difficulty.
Yeah, we have an issue on our hands right now. But Zoltan Herzog currently leads over Joseph Kazi, Greg Holt, Jonathan Jennings, and John Mickey, the top 5.
Yeah, we'll do a little radio here broadcast as we're trying to get the video back. Holtek still leading the race, and he is pulling away just a bit from Joseph Kazi. Kazi able to stay with him for the most part as they come off of turn 4 and complete lap 35. Greg Holt still right there. Jonathan Jennings, though, starting to make up ground. It was 4 seconds. It is now down to 2.5 seconds back to that 4th place. Jonathan Jennings looks like he kind of laid back and saved his material, saved his tires a little bit. Let these guys get out in front of him and battle. He is catching them as they head into turn 3. Now it's down to about 2.3 seconds. So big runs coming out of that 91 car. Then there's a big gaggle right behind him. John Mickey leading that. Seth Berger right behind him in a battle with Jacob Reeves. Jacob Reeves also in a battle with Nathan Aldrich. These 3 have not been able to escape each other all race. They're still side by side as they come into 1. Aldrich sending it on Jacob Reeves as they come into turn 1. Reeves on the outside and Aldrich on the inside. Still side by side as they come off of turn 2. And Reeves will end up winning that battle in the halfway point of the backstretch. He's now clear into that 7th position. Back to the lead, though, it does look like Greg Holt starting to put on the pressure to our second place driver, Joseph Kazi. He's not been able to make a move yet, but Greg Holt is right on the back bumper of Kazi as they get into turn 3. These 3 still nose to tail. Jeremiah Stutzman has just been passed, put another lap down. He again ran into trouble. We saw that incident before the technical difficulties, and unfortunately, it does look like his car is pretty much toast for the rest of the night. Greg Holt sends it on the inside, though in the center, turns 1 and 2, not able to make it stick. He has to settle back in behind Joseph Causey, but Joseph Causey gets a run on Hertzeg. He's able to send it down on the inside of Hertzeg, not able to get to the quarter panel just yet. He has to settle back in for third and take the bottom side around the track. Greg Holt, though, watching this battle again, it doesn't look like Causey's comfortable riding in second place. He keeps getting great runs down the straightaway. Now Causey moves up to the high line in 1 and 2, trying to see what all the hype is about that high line. He gets a monster run off of turn 2. He's going to look to the inside, possibly down the backstretch. Hertzeg blocks him off as they get into turn 3. They run the middle lane in turn 3 and 4. Greg Holt just sitting back about 3 car lengths watching this battle take place, letting these guys kind of shred their tires before he could go try to make a run. But all the while, the 91 car of Jonathan Jennings is sitting back. He's now closed it to 1.5 seconds to these leaders. Joseph Causey loose off of turn 2. He saves it off of turn 2. He is now going down the backstretch, falling about 2-3 car lengths back from the leader, Hertzeg. Really had his hands full there with the 88 car. Greg Holt gives him plenty of room to recover. And Causey again loose off of turn 4, almost clipping the grass in the quad oval portion of the track here. And now Greg Holt sends it to the inside of his teammate Joseph Causey in turns 1 and 2. Again, not able to make it stick. That highlight too good. And Causey again loose off of turn 2. But he gets a big run. He takes it to the inside of Hertzeg. As they get into turn 4, Causey letting it all hang out to try and get this lead back. Down to the inside, to the quarter panel is Joseph Causey. They still side by side. As they come to the line, Hertzeg's going to lead this lap. But Causey's still right on his inside, door to door as they head into turn 1. Now Causey's trying to clear him. Still loses that 88 car. He's fighting it down to the apron, clips the apron. Joseph Causey has to make the save. He still loses. They get on the backstretch. Greg Holt clears him to the outside and takes over the second place. Causey back to third and losing big time ground. Those tires look to be hurting quite a bit on the 88 machine as we watch this master battle. Joseph Causey's in the wall. Hits the wall off of turn 4. Big hit for Joseph Causey. He keeps it rolling. No caution. Jonathan Jennings has now caught him. He gets around on the outside as they head into turn 1. Joseph Causey, big damage on the right front of that machine. That's effectively going to end his chances of winning this race. But, man, that was a hit for Joseph Causey. Just lost it. I mean, he's lit the tires up 2 laps in a row now, and he's just not able to hang it. He's still fighting the car off of turn number 4, just not handling the way he wants it here on the long run. He's fallen about a half a second behind Jonathan Jennings. And Jonathan Jennings now down to 1.3 seconds off the league of Hertzeg and Holt. Holt has caught Causey again loose. He gets down to the apron off of 2. But Holt's caught Hertzeg. He is now 0.3 seconds behind. And looking to make a move on the lead. We'll have to see if he can send it this time into turn 1. I don't believe he's going to be able to. He tries it, but he doesn't quite get there. He's running about the middle seam. Hertzeg, like all night long, he's been running that top seam. And now we have the video back. You're able to see this room. You're able to see just how far back Joseph Causey has fallen. What a turn of events here while we were not having the video. But luckily, I'm able to keep my video up on my screen so I could get you the kind of the radio announcement there. So now that we have the video back, Emerson, man, this was a change in fortunes. And look at the damage on that 88.
Yeah, great job there, Devin, for keeping us all informed on what's happening. The stage 1 completion happened there. Unfortunately, Joseph Causey lost out to Zoltan Hertzeg as a result of a wall contact just a lap before that all went down. Zoltan Hertzeg, of course, held on to the lead, but new challengers arrived, and it's Greg Holt using the same setup as Joseph Causey. Coming to play in that number 3, Jonathan Jennings, 1.4 back. But remember, earlier in the race, he was over 4 seconds back. Jennings, he might have something to say before this run is over.
Yeah, it looks like he picks up a lot of pace off of turn 2. That's what I've been noticing lately. You see that 3-car bobble a bit. That's what kind of started Causey's trouble. So I wonder if this setup is really not made for this extended long run on these tires. Again, Holt bobbles off of 4. You can see that rear end from Jennings just bobbling just a little bit. It looks like it's unsettled getting off these turns while the gas is being thrown. Holt is loose in turn 1.
Yeah, Holt trying to do a lot there. He needs to get out in front of Hertzeg if he wants, hold on to. First, if he wants to get to the lead, but second, if he wants to kind of shield himself from Jennings, who's looking like he's gonna make it to these two no matter what. And a lot of things shaping up here as the run goes on. Jennings has been patient. As we have a car hitting the pit lane, looks like that is the 34 of Robert Gianni. So up and down day for B&G Motorsports. Hertzeg, though, painting the outside wall, and that is quite the feat. Again, when you get to see a driver paint that outside wall, it is tough to do so, and I think it's always amazing when you see that happen.
Yeah, he's been painting that outside wall in turns 1 and 2 all night long. Get those big runs down the backstretch. On the turns 3 and 4, he's been running kind of this lane right here, where he's right on that seam, and it's been working well for him. I haven't seen that car bobble quite a bit. He had one bobble, I think, out of that car, but most of the time he's been pretty stable right up against that outside wall. You can see how close he is to that outside wall, just not hitting it. But man, oh, so close to that outside wall.
The driver's coming to pit lane. Doug Solms. I don't know if that was maybe entirely the case. Maybe something to miss. Maybe try to go back.
I think caution's coming out here. Caution is coming out.
Oh, yeah. And we were able to see an incident on the track here.
This is going to save Joseph Causey some headache. He is going to be able to get.
Oh no!
Man, Doug Solms just lost it. Doug Solms just lost it. Gilliard was coming off the pit road and just wrong place, wrong time.
Wow. That is such unfortunate timing. Solms, of course, just got loose like everyone else. Actually, no! Gilliard, so this is going to spin back a little ways away. So we're going to try to catch it right here. Gilliard, oh, wow. Yeah. This is Gilliard's been wrecking for about a lap here, I'm going to be honest. We're gonna see how all of this unfolds. So we're going to see here. This is Gilliard on the high side in that 33 car. And got a little high out of 4. He kept it straight. He actually didn't hit the wall there. But he was already dealing with a worn out right rear tire. This lane to the run. He hits the wall there in the 1.
Ball. Yep, gets the apron. Gets loose. Back to the apron, and here comes Solms.
And just another just slap in the face with all that. Just get put into the wall. Finish the job off. My goodness. That is unfortunate. He got the wall good on the right side and didn't even know he was about to get it good on the left side as well. But pit stop's well underway. We're going to catch him right here.
Yeah, they're all coming down pit road. This is the time they need to make it 167 laps to go. And we see Hertzeg there in that number 1 stall. Causey behind him. I think Causey's going to have to get some damage done. It looks like there's quite a bit on that 88 machine. Yeah, he's going to sit in the pit lane for a bit, try and get as much damage repaired as possible. I don't think he's going to be able to keep up as long as he keeps that damage.
But again, like you said, that's great that he's able to get it under caution now instead of having to maybe do that under green.
Exactly. Yeah, that would have cost him a lot of time, or maybe he just wouldn't have repaired it and just hoped for the best. But now he gets to repair it, so he doesn't have to lose too many spots. I mean, he'll lose a lot of spots, but it could have been a lot worse.
In the pit lane with a little bit of damage. Along with Villalobos, Gilliard in the box. Doug Solms is back there. Derek McMurtry's back there.
Yeah, all these drivers have hit the wall at some point. It looks like a lot of these guys are hitting the wall, especially off of turn 2. That seems to be the recurring issue as the pace car here coming to the start finish line. I'm trying to watch the 88 and the 82. Are they all going to beat it off pit road? They are.
Adam's going to go ahead and get the wave around there with the 31, I believe that was, and Devin Smith there, 95 as well. It's been a difficult day, to say the least. Brad Boffel, Adam Gardner both had heavy crashes. They both gone into pit lane, repaired it under green flag conditions, and they're still running. You see there, they're going to get lapped back from staying out there. Robert Gianni, Robert Thorns called it a day. Matthew Setzer, Seth Fitzpatrick, Andrew Schroeder have called it a day. Looks like the 37 of Joseph Fogg did not take the green flag. And just right now, Derek McMurtry has called it a day. So we will see no more of McMurtry in the 84. The 67 of Solms is still in the pit lane. And Jeremiah Stutzman has made his way down to the pit box.
Yeah, and he has a lot of damage repaired too.
And he had damage from earlier. A lot of destroyed race car so far. That car actually doesn't look as bad as some others, but I'm sure that left front is still yearning for some attention.
Yeah, you can kind of see a little bit of damage here on the front hood on the left-hand side of the car, but one car that is, pristine right now, that 39.
Here comes lane choice.
He's been wall riding. Lane choice here. Looks like 2 takers on the outside, a couple on the inside. A lot of outside takers. I'm quite surprised by this. I figured that the inside lane would be better on the restart. But what that did do, that allowed Seth Berger, he was in he was in 4th. He's now going to be restarting in 3rd because Greg Holt gives up his 2nd place position to effectively take 4th place, starting there on that outside. So this will be an interesting restart to see what was the correct lane choice. What this does do is bring the guy who was tracking down the leaders to the front row.
But that was over the long run. Is he going to have to drop back again to maybe preserve his stuff? And Zoltan Hertzeg, now that he's gotten around Joseph, he's going to be out in front. Is he going to push us hard? This is going to be an intriguing start for multiple different reasons. I want to take a look at the weather real quick. The track temp is cooled about 9 degrees Fahrenheit, and the winds are gusting even faster. 19-mile-an-hour winds out of the north. The air temp has gone up half a degree as well. So changing track conditions at that. Here we go, though. Zoltan Hertzeg is going to lead the field to the green once again from Atlanta. Zoltan Hertzeg out in front. It is Greg Holt, Jonathan Jennings, Seth Berger, and John Mickey. Before we had technical difficulties, I was about to talk about John Mickey having a great day so far to go on from last week's great result. And what did I say at the beginning of last week's pre-race interview with John Mickey? I said that this is kind of a car I expect him to do well in, and maybe he just hasn't had the greatest of luck, and that's starting to show. I know it's only been, last week and, the beginning of this race, but it's starting to show like John Mickey is slowly trying to become a contender, a consistent contender in the top 5. He's going to be overtaken here by Scott Bailey in the 11, but looks like this is all just kind of the early going of a restart, and everything still has to play out.
Yeah, just the early going here, and now everybody's kind of getting settled in. John Jennings did lose a couple of positions. Greg Holt, though, challenging for the lead. As we watch John Mickey here still challenging, but he's going to ultimately lose out. But Greg Holt here into turn 3, side-by-side racing. This is what we saw between Joseph Causey and Hertzeg before the incident. And, man, it really upset Causey's car. We'll have to see what it does with Greg's car here on the short run, though. I think he might have the early advantage.
Greg Holt's going to dive it in, but Hertzeg going to get the run off side by side off the corner. Holt takes it to the point, but Hertzeg dives it down low.
Holt hit the wall. Holt scraped the wall.
And Herzeg is cleared back to the point. As a result, here comes Seth Berger to take advantage of the blood he smells in the water, or maybe even upend the 39 of Zoltan Herzeg.
Yeah, the blood red car there of Seth Berger in third place, smells blood in the water. The 3 car hit the wall off of turn 2. That really slowed him down. It looks like it's only right rear damage, so not a whole lot of damage on the 3 car. He's able to keep challenging for the lead. Down to the inside again. They almost make contact into 3.
Zoltan Herzeg working that upper seam while Greg Holt down on the bottom lane off of turn 4. Advantage 39.
Yeah, that outside lane Herzeg has been running really gets so much momentum, but he does prefer to run that inside lane.
Sideways!
3 and 4.
He caught that thing, but he's going to lose out the lead and maybe second as a result. Greg Holt breaking the draft and giving draft to Slipstream to its championship foe just 4 months ago. 5 months ago at this point.
Yeah, and Seth really gets power down on the inside there. He gets around the 39. 39 maybe trying to cool his tires off here. That had to be some very big heat in those tires, sliding it like that. Back to the outside goes the 39. As we check back in here with Julio Villalobos, his car not handling the best. You see it bobbling around loose. Big loose off the turn. It's just weaving almost. As we also see Joseph Causey with the damage on his machine. Fighting back here, way back here in the pack. Or actually, no, not way back here.
This
He's
is
back
back
up
at
to
12th. I was going to say,
yeah, so
I dropped back
12th,
here
so.
because there was a lot of action, but also because Joseph Kiazi was picking him off one by one back here. He's now working on Eric Peck. Eric Peck actually puts on a brilliant defense and gets back clear by Joseph Kiazi that time around, but Joseph's going to try to roll the bottom side. Don't get sideways. Oh my goodness, it looked sideways, but he'll keep the power down.
Yeah, that's exactly what he was doing when he was getting under Herzeg. Having the same issue. I'm not sure he wants to continue to do that, but the further it seems like the further this run goes, the worse that car gets as far as handling issues with trying to pass. As we see Herzeg has made it back around Seth Berger. Berger falls back to third, but Herzeg is not content. He wants to get back in that lead. As we see Scott Bailey making his name in the picture here. We're right along with him in fourth position. He's gotten around Jonathan Jennings.
Scott Bailey poking his nose out early, and will he have something to say if these three really start to use their stuff up? And that's what you got to be thinking. If you're 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, just take it easy. These guys are battling their hearts out right now. Take advantage of them a little later on.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's what Jonathan Jennings has kind of been doing. We saw him kind of back out of the fight, not really go for the lead at all, but he backed out of it, just kind of preserving his tires, preserving his equipment. And yeah, it really has paid off for him in the long run. But we do see Herzeg take it to the outside, power move to the outside. He's going to get there and lead this lap, the 39 car back to the point, and he clears them before they even get to one.
I mean, he drove it through the center of the corner with the intent that he was going to beat that 3 car back to the line. Off of turn 2, Holt sideways in front of Herzeg.
Sideways as Greg Holt as they go into turn 3. Herzeg to the inside. We saw him pull this move on Causey earlier in the race. Holt, though, still has the power. He powers it through on the outside in the center of the turns 3 and 4. And he's going to continue to lead this lap. Back and forth we go between the 39 and the 3, and don't forget about the 77. He's right there in third watching all the action. This looks like an exact replica of what happened earlier, except this was the 39, the 88, and the 3, but Seth Berger now takes advantage of the outside lane. He goes to second place.
Notice the fast cars today. 3 of them were 3 of the championship contenders last season here. And then we add in Zoltan Herzeg and Jonathan Jennings. This is a perfect storm.
Perfect storm indeed, as Seth Berger trying to put on defense. He runs the high line, trying to take the 39's line away.
Look at his run!
Gaining so much on the 3. He has to back it off. Herzeg has a bigger run than the 77.
And Herzeg's going to push Holt past Seth. Seth thought he had the perfect run, and they're going to go 3 wide for the race lead.
3 wide for the lead. Herzeg backs out of it after they get off of turn number 4. This is intense battling only 70 laps into this race. We still have 151 laps to go, Emerson.
This is what this next-gen car was praised to do, was to increase the raceability. And granted, this is the Atlanta Motor Speedway that we know and love for so many years here on iRacing and in real life, that promoted amazing racing. It quickly became a track that drivers were known for spreading out and racing themselves in the track versus each other. But now we get to see a combination of last season's season finale and this season's amazing next-gen package. Some amazing raceability here. Zoltan's loosened into the wall hard.
Huge hit for Zerteg. That's going to effectively take him out of the race. Big pack coming. He stays to the outside. Everybody's able to get around, but I think he is going to be, he might get a gap here behind Julio. Maybe he keeps it powered up and doesn't look like he's going to get down the pits. He's going to keep it in. But, man, big damage to the right-hand side of that car.
And while he may be able to get that repaired and continue on, maybe a competitive night effectively over. Sideways more, sideways again. There's some suspension damage. The car's not handling well. The tires aren't happy. And I'm going to assure you, the driver's not happy either.
No, it's not. And what a great battle we saw before that incident, though. 77, the 39, and the 3. All battling it out for the lead, and unfortunately the 39 gets into the wall and effectively ends this amazing battle that we had for lap after lap for the lead here.
Zoltan Hertzeg has made it to the pit lane, and we're trying to get that thing repaired, but now it's just going to be, well, a familiar combination of numbers at the front of this pack. Greg Holt leads a hard-charging Seth Berger. Where have you heard that one before?
Yep, I think we heard that about 4 months ago, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, it seems like a replay of last season, except maybe they were in trucks.
Jonathan Jennings, John Mickey, Scott Bailey, the next 3 in line as well, looking to see if they can pounce should these drivers get into it. But right now, Holt is holding steady over Seth right now. But here comes Jennings as well. Jennings is quickly closing that gap. He's powered by Bailey. He's powered by Mickey. Looking to see what he can do with that 91.
Yeah, he just sat back and let these guys battle and did exactly what you said, Emerson, and what I said, which was just let these guys in front of you eat their tires up. You sit back and save, keep touch with them, and then come back on them at the end here when their tires are gone and you still have some left. And it looks like that's what the 91 has done. He's going to enter the picture here very shortly, almost about 5 car lengths back from the 77 machine now.
Jennings powering up, using the slipstream, under half a second back. Patience. Use the track. Use that throttle sparingly as you attempt to close up nearly half a tenth just that time through 1 and 2. Seth has closed up on Greg as well.
Yeah, and John Mickey is sitting here right behind Jonathan Jennings. He is just locked onto the bumper, following Jonathan Jennings pretty much every single move. And now we've got another battle for the lead possibly here. Jennings is right on the back bumper. Seth Berger, here we go again, Emerson. This is going to get intense very quickly.
4 cars under a blanket, all at different tire usages. Here comes Jennings peeking on Berger. Berger staying loyal to that outside. Holt sitting it in the middle. Now on that bottom seam, and Mickey wants to pounce as well.
Yeah, Seth Berger going to get a big run down the front stretch. He does pull away, dives to the inside of the 3 car. Big send from Seth Berger. Is he going to be able to make it stick? He's there side by side through the center of the turn. Greg Holt should have the advantage when they come off, though. The momentum on the 3 side. Berger have to settle back in for second place, but the 91 still lurking right there in third place as they go into 3 and 4.
See, Holt, that car is not sitting so well there in the center of the track. While he's leading, he has the clean air. The rear end seems bothered as he enters the corner, and Seth tried to take advantage of that. He tried to in 1 and 2. This time he's going to try to roll that bottom seam while Holt's trying to chop down. Here comes Jennings as well. Seth a little sideways, Jennings followed, and we're still nose to tail. We have 20 laps to go in stage number 2.
Yeah, and that's really going to amplify the action here like we saw in the first stage. These guys battling for the stage win. Looks like the 3-car and the 88, that Performance Sim Sports camp, their setup just not functioning correctly or to their liking on the rear end of the car entering the turns, and that's upsetting it in the center of the turns as well. And they're just not able to keep the power down like the 77 and the 91 are, it seems. But it doesn't look like the 77 or the 91 can get really by them at this point. Although Seth Berger going to try to go a little bit higher than Holt this time and get a run down the front stretch.
That might allow Jennings to take advantage of Seth, but you know, it is very difficult to pass here. We experienced this last night as well, Devin. But look at this. It's now allowed up to the top 7 to close up. Here comes Seth with a run on Holt. Can he take advantage of it? No, and Seth continues to lead this now essentially a train of cars, 6 cars, 7 cars under a blanket here, as Kevin Thompson's now within 1 second of Greg Holt.
Yeah, and if you're Seth Berger, you got to be frustrated because you know you're faster than the 3-car. You just can't get by him at this point in the race. And what it's doing is it's compromising your line to the 91 car, who can take advantage if you make a mistake. But as we say, that side-by-side into turns 1 and 2, Seth's going to try and pull up in front of the 3, but not quite clear as of yet. The 91, a huge run. He's going to push Seth down the backstretch into turn 3. They're still side-by-side.
Seth still trying to roll that bottom, but Holt, even if Holt's slower than Seth, all he has to do is stay committed to that top side. And I said it time and time again, while really practicing for this week, that it's so difficult to pass so you can be faster than the car in front of you, and Mickey is sideways!
A big slide from the 69 car. He saves it. A big save from John Mickey. He's going to have to cool those tires down, but man, he was able to keep it off of everyone and keep it off the wall. So
I thought he was going nose first into the wall. Oh my goodness.
That was a masterful save.
I cannot believe that amazing catch, and that is remarkable. It is so hard to save these cars. But now Seth has been passed by Jonathan Jennings, and the point I was trying to make earlier is you can be faster than the car in front of you. You can be better than the car in front of you. But because of the way you have to drive this track and how you have to pedal it on corner exit, or you have to just really take it slow at the center of the corner, you're not able, even if you have better tires or if you're faster. I mean, now you have 30 lap fresher tires, you're going to make it a pass. But if you're just slightly better than the car in front of you or just slightly faster, it's almost impossible if that car holds that outside seam. It's so difficult to happen here. You're going to see here if Jennings is going to be able to have better luck, but he's going to fall back in line behind Greg Holt as well.
Yep, and then again, the same thing can happen to Jennings that happened to Seth. You compromise your line trying to get this pass done for the lead, and that allows the third place guy to just kind of jump in there and get around you. So I'm not quite sure how you win out on this battle other than you have to set it up out of 3 and 4, make the pass on the inside quickly through 1 and 2, and clear them before the center and do a slide job up off the turn. That seems to be the best way to get it done. And this, or you can get a run off of 2, but I don't think you can clear them in 3 and 4 like you can.
You're going to have to send it and hope it sticks.
Yeah, and I don't think you can do that in 3 and 4 here. 1 and 2, you can send it a little bit more than you can. But as we say that, Jennings is a little bit closer to sending it here side by side, door to door as they go into turn 1. Can he clear him before the center of the turn here? No, he cannot.
Try it again here. He's going to fall back in line behind Holt. Now what does Seth do? Is he's the trailing car of it.
He just falls in behind Jennings now, trying to see if Jennings can work on Holt, and both of them start to use up their tires instead of him having to use up his. And just at this point, it's kind of holding station. Everybody seems to have settled it out quite a bit. Everybody running, again, different lines, but ultimately just the lines they've been running all race.
Continuing on, Scott Bailey Now emerging as a new contender into the mix, and Andrew Pratt, a new driver, into the top 5.
Yeah, Andrew Pratt was one of the guys who benefited from the 69 getting loose. He was kind of just sitting there back, softly, not really making a whole lot of noise, just driving his race. And he takes advantage of other people, having trouble. Mickey gets the slide, catches it, but that promotes Andrew Pratt up here to 5th.
And now with all the retirements today and all the issues, there's only 18 cars on the lead lap. About 22 still running. 21 out there running on the track right now. Devin Smith is still on the track but in the pit lane. So it's been a war of attrition today, and we haven't even made it to stage 2 yet. Or to the end of stage 2, I'm sorry.
Yeah, and I have to say, before they get to the end of this stage, I do think that the lap car, or he's about to be a lap car, of Julio Villalobos is going to come into play. He is just up the road, just around this turn from the leaders. They're catching him quite rapidly, so could his car factor in to what happens here where he kind of just let these guys go?
We'll see here. I know Villalobos is a very aggressive driver. He may not give it up easy, but if he's had a rough day, he may say otherwise.
And 3 completely different lines. Seth gets loose off of turn 2 behind Jennings, but we ride on Jennings. The big run down the backstretch, but not able to get there. And he's going to have to settle back in behind, but he tries to dive it in. Another big run here from the 91 off of 4.
He tried that late apex there off of 4. He's got a run, but he's not going to be able to do anything with it. He's just going to back off and fall behind Holt in the 1 once again. Holt's going to send it really hard into the corner. I might give him the run off, but Jennings has got the center for now.
Jennings got the center, gets a good run. He stays right on the back bumper of that 3 car. But again, doesn't send it, just riding for now. The 77 right on the back bumper of the 91 as well. All 3 of these guys trying different things to get around each other and try and battle for this lead. Here comes Jennings, trying to get to the inside, can't quite do it.
He's going to have to set Colt up here. Once again, follows him through 1 and 2. Maybe he'll get a better run than Holt. Oh, here comes Seth.
Yeah, Berger sends it down on the inside, but again, that outside lane down the back stretch is prevailing. And again, it prevails as the 91 keeps position and holds it for now. And it looks like he's going to possibly clear him off of turn 4, which he will.
It's really difficult to, again, make that bottom work when you got a car to your outside. You just can't roll up all the way. You can't maximize as much as you'd like. But now, again, the 3 different lines is still very cool to see. You have to set it up in a weird way. Get a run at a certain point, and then hope it sticks in the next corner.
Yeah, and it looks like Seth is kind of looking to do what Jennings was doing, which is kind of run that center seam and then dive it off the turn to get the run. Jennings gets the run this time on Holt. He does send it to the inside this time. A battle for the lead, side by side, door to door as they go into turn 1.
Might have a real chance here if Holt can't perfect that outside lane. This might be what Jennings needed. Not quite, because Holt's going to get the run down the back straightaway. Seth's going to push the 91. Near contact down into turn 3. Still side by side. Holt maintains the high side.
Holt maintains the high side, but it looks like Seth Berger trying to work together with Jonathan Jennings, knowing that him and Jennings are both faster than this 3 car right now. He pushes Jennings down the front stretch. Here's a good chance right here for Jennings to clear the 3 car.
Seth wants to take it 3 wide if he can. He wants to. He's got that clean air at the very least because of all that. He'll follow behind Holt this time.
Yeah, Jennings gives back up second place, backs out of it early, trying to give his tires a break possibly from doing all this battling. No one can get around Greg Holt, running the perfect defensive lane to stifle these guys and not let them get to the lead. He keeps the 3-car Lego machine in the lead for now, but that Burghardt 77 runs the center. A good run off of the turn, but he's got to back it off.
Maybe Jennings fought. Maybe Seth can battle Holt a little harder, make Holt use his stuff up a little more. Then maybe Jennings could have another go at Greg. Or, like you said, maybe just back off, pull those tires off. Or maybe he's used to stuff up trying to get around Greg. But we're coming around this time by the 2 laps to go in stage number 2. And Seth, he's not going to sit around. He wants to get that stage win. It's just going to be oh so difficult. He's got a nice little run here. If he can diamond it off a 4 without losing the rear end, he might have a say. He got sideways there. That might hurt him here into turn 3.
Side drafting down the backstretch, trying to slow Holt down. I don't know if that's going to do any good. And there's the lap car of Julio Villalobos. He's going to come into play on this last lap before the stage end, as they're still side by side off 4. Greg Holt has the advantage, but Jonathan Jennings pushing the 77 for a moment there off of turn 3. Not going to prevail, though.
1 lap to go. Now less than that in this stage. Seth wants to dive it off to the inside of Greg. I don't think he's going to be able to, and caution is on the speedway. Greg Holt will win the stage, and Eric Peck has destroyed his number 16 machine.
Yeah, he was stuck on the track right in front of the leaders. They would have been a bad time coming through there. So the caution is flown, or caution comes out for the 16 machine as they go through here, and this will complete the stage.
So Greg Holt wins stage 2. Oh my goodness, this happens in front of Eric Peck, and oh no. Oh no.
There's nothing he could do.
Oh my goodness, massive hits today. These cars, they're going 2 seconds slower than previous Cup lap times. But my goodness, these guys are hitting hard. So this happens with Aldrich here.
Oh, Aldrich was having a good run, too, in that 14 machine. Just lost it.
Oh, and he loses on the bottom of the track.
Right in front of Causey. Oh, and Peck just gets tagged.
Aldrich looks fine, but he's gonna get the EOL for sure. Oh my goodness, Eric Peck nowhere to go. I'm gonna see if we can get gonna ride on board with Eric Peck here. Watch out, this is a hard hit.
That doesn't mistake me. Aldrich is one of those Performance Sim Sports setup users. And this is what we see from those Performance Sim Sports guys. They get later and later in the run, the rear end just not settled to the track, and they lose it so easily, especially in turns 1 and 2.
Yeah, we've kind of seen that all day with these cars not handling to the greatest, and it really has. It's been intriguing to see how these Performance Sim sport cars, besides Greg Holt, because Greg looks like he's had this car wrapped up. Everyone else has really struggled with this car.
I mean, it looked like Joseph was dialed in at the beginning of the race, but as the run went along on that first run, it just got worse and worse for him. I'm not sure if Greg, he's running a little bit higher than Aldrich and Causey. Causey and Aldrich kind of running that inside line for most of their runs. Greg kind of running the middle line in both turns, protecting this lead, and it seems like that's kind of saving him for now, but
this caution
you gotta wonder.
Comes out at a great time. We're gonna go ahead and bring up our stage 2 winner Greg Holt, and Devin. He's had quite the day, fending off a lot of hard charging cars. I'm gonna send him your way.
Hey, Greg Holt, this is Devin in the booth. You got a copy?
I got a copy. What's going on?
Hey, man, you're the winner of stage 2. And, man, you had to do some very defensive driving that last stage. It seemed like it went on forever for you to defend these guys off and hold them. Kind of walk us through what you were doing.
Just trying to stay beside them, not let them get clear. So they can't get that run to the top, I guess. I mean, it ain't easy. Using up my stuff all those laps.
Well, I mean, yeah, it is a masterful defense. You've kind of found something there in that middle lane, though. It seems to be quite fast. I mean, you do use up your tires, but you were able to hold them off fairly well. Do you foresee kind of that similar racing going forward here as we get into stage 3?
I hope not. I didn't even know that there was a stage right then. I was just trying to not give up track position. So, yeah, we'll see. I would much rather ride it out for 118 laps than than have to keep fighting every lap. Let's wait till we get to the end before we wreck them.
Yeah, it's a big thing there. And we saw a couple of your teammates wreck here. We saw both of them kind of lose it off of turn 2. Does that have you any bit concerned here before we go green?
Not really. I have no idea what set Causey's running. He's on another team set that nobody else has, so I have no idea. But yeah, I mean, I was a little bit loose and just being ginger with it, trying to drive it hard, but try to take it easy at the same time, I guess, if that's possible.
All right, well, we'll let you get back to it here. You're on the backstretch. Good luck the rest of the way, and yeah, we'll see if that 3 car can bring it home.
All right, thanks, buddy.
Appreciate it.
That was driver of the number 3, Greg Holt, our stage 2 winner, leading here at a, let's just say, a perfectly timed stage yellow. We don't traditionally have stage yellows here in the Outlaws Sim Series. We scored the stages under natural flat conditions, but I couldn't help to take that opportunity, the way everything lined up. But here we go. Holt, Berger, Jennings, Bailey, Mickey, Pratt, Service, Thompson, Barnett, and Reeves, the top 10. We are racing once again from Atlanta. Looks like Joseph Kiozzi had a little bit of connectivity issues there in the middle of the pack. We stay green, and we're still out in front with Holt and Berger duking it out. Bailey up to 3rd, Jennings and Pratt the top 5 cars, darting all the way around back here. Looks like there was a miss back here with Barnett dropping way down the running order. He restarted 10th. He's back to 15th. That 63 car is.
Yeah, he had a little bit of trouble off of 4, and he's not the only one. Quite a few of these drivers, again, looks like they forgot how interesting these tires are, and there's a car around.
Oh, no, and I think it might be Joseph Kiozzi. I believe that might have been the 88 of Joseph Kiozzi. Looks like we stay green. No, the caution has come out. Don't see it.
Him and Jacob Reeves got into it.
Well, these two have had some rivalry brewing here ever since Auto Club. I mean, maybe that's something a little bit from Daytona as well, but Auto Club's the most recent, or the biggest thing I can remember. And here's the replay here into turn 3. Everybody just kind of stacks up right in front of Joseph. He gets into the back of the 22. Oh my goodness, nowhere for St. Cooler to go. I don't know if this should be a yellow, though.
Yeah, looks like everybody was able to keep going, so I'm not sure what happened there, but fortunate break for both the 22 and the 12, I suppose. They can come down and get that damage repaired. Big damage on the back side of the 22 machine, and big damage to the 12 here of Andrew St. Cooler.
Yeah, Kazi just gets in a little hard while everybody checked up. Kazi didn't know everybody was checking up. That's a big hit. St. Cooler might have a, I don't know how bad, but it may be race altering engine damage.
Yeah,
that car doesn't sound healthy there.
No, that front end bank pushed up big time there in the 12 car. So
I want to see, one, what Joseph saw, and two, what so Joseph was trying to get to the inside, but I guess he expected Reeves to go higher, but Reeves did not, and they came together. Joseph was trying to take advantage of the checkup. Now I want to see what caused the checkup, if we can. I believe this was stemming from the 75 Andrew Pratt. Off of turn 2, Pratt and Mickey are duking it out. Thompson right there as well. I think those are all not Mickey, but Thompson and Pratt are. Thompson backs up in the max, and nowhere for the 22 to go.
Yeah, I'm not sure there. Also, I've been listening to the radio speak here. Admins are discussing the caution, and I believe the caution was called out, and I think that a penalty is going to be given to the person who caused the caution or called out the caution.
I wouldn't disagree with that. That by rule, that's not what constitutes a full course caution in the Outlaws Sim Series. So that's intriguing. I want to talk to a driver who has been up here quite a bit this race. A driver who is he's had a lot of speed today. Driver of the number 77, Seth Berger. And Seth, I think I told you yesterday, you can't pass in these things. How do you feel? Well, I was trying to joke with him. Trying to see if we can get Seth to say something here. Oh my goodness, Doug Solms caught the wall there under caution. I think
You got me?
Yeah, Doug Solms was trying to come
okay.
by and get his lap back, and Seth, I guess, maybe unintentionally squeezed him up there, and wow. Yeah,
I think we
Seth.
have stuff now.
Yeah, we have Seth. I told you yesterday, it's pretty difficult to pass in these things. I see you're experiencing that firsthand now. How do you feel?
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about today. It's almost impossible to pass. Greg Hull's not giving up that top line, man. I can't do nothing. I'm trying to get a run in 3 and 4, but I can't get to his high side there. I'm trying to gun it on the bottom lane, man, but this thing's just too snappy loose. You can't do it. I don't know what it's going to take. It's probably a slip up, but not trying to pass wise, this thing is a blast.
It looks like it's been a blast, for sure. Everybody's, having their issues maybe with the car. Everybody who's gotten the grips of it looks like they are taking advantage of it and having a blast. Is this any kind of reminiscence for you to be duking out with Greg once again at the front of this pack at Atlanta?
That Lego My Ego sign on his back bumper is giving me nightmares right now. I'm just happy to be up here right now, man. The first half of this race, first part of it was a nightmare. I couldn't hang on to this thing, made some adjustments, and now I'm having a blast.
It looks like you and your teammate Max Service have been steadily moving forward. So we're going to leave you to it here. But before we do, we'll give you a chance to shout out whoever we're going to shout out. Thank you. We're going to thank for all the improvements you made so far.
Shout out Burger Nation for the support. Hopefully I get the job done this time. And check out Burger Arts on Instagram. Got a new sweater up and got some more stuff coming.
Yes, sir. Check out at Berg_Arts on Instagram, Steph. Hopefully we'll talk to you a little bit later on. And yeah, best luck to you, driver.
Thank you.
Driver of the 77, Seth Berger, starts to the outside of current race leader Greg Holt. Max Service in row 2 alongside the 11 of Scott Bailey. Inverse those of a 91 of Jennings, the 82 of Schumacher, the 69 of Mickey, the 45 of Villalobos, the 88 of Kazi, the 33 of Gilliard. VIRacing.com safety vehicle will find its safety in the pit lane. We're back to racing from Hampton, Georgia. What's left of this pack is getting ready to go to work. Max Service has come from the depths of the pack and has made his way onto the podium. And here comes Schumacher, who had his issues early on. He's up to 4th.
Yeah, Schumacher, a big recovery here in the 82 machine. And just wanted to point out...
Bailey sideways, and he's going to go around.
He saves it, keeps it off the race. And he's spin this time and back up the track.
Oh my goodness, near collision there for Barnett. Everybody will get around to 11, but unfortunate day for Scott Bailey. It's been an amazing day so far, and unfortunate incident halfway through this race.
Yeah, very unfortunate. He's slow on the backstretch as we watch the leaders. They're about to get to him here. They're going to, I don't know if they'll catch him. He's getting around the turn now. So he should be getting down the pit road and out of the way of the leaders. Max Service has made it up to 3rd. Adrian Schumacher right behind him in 4th. We talked about it, the 82 machine was about to go a lap down quite a bit ago. but he's made his way back. A nice recovery there from Adrian Schumacher. But I just wanted to hit on the penalty. I did say that there was going to be a penalty for calling out that caution that probably shouldn't have been a caution in accordance with the outlaw rules. The penalty was given to the 12 car. He called out a caution, and it shouldn't have been a caution. So the 12 car was assessed a drive-through penalty.
Fair enough. I could see maybe where he was coming from, especially in the heat of the moment. He saw a couple cars crashing. He unfortunately got involved in it, but how quickly everybody got back going, that's on the yellow. As simple as that. That's unfortunate, but yeah, we're looking up here. It's intriguing. 3 drivers up here made the championship 4 in season 1. Second, third, and fourth. Seth Berger, Max Service Agent Schumacher. The 4th driver sitting in the suite next to us in race control, the virtual suite anyway, doing race controlling for this race. So let's just say all 4 championship 4 drivers are up here. But then they're all tailing the most recent Outlaws Sim Series champion of Greg Cole, and of course Seth had to duke it out with him. So Seth kind of got both worlds there. Seth won the title the first season and got to lose a title the next. But there's so much championship caliber drivers up here, and everybody else, who's been able to stick to them. I think it says a lot of the drivers who've been able to get up here and duke it out, like a Jennings and obviously Joseph was a championship 4 driver last year. But everybody who was up here before, like Pratt and Mickey, they might have something to say this season, Devin.
Yeah, they might. And man, we have not mentioned a couple of these guys in the top 5 right now. James Gilliard
he was just wrecked.
Made his way. Yeah, he was wrecked. He's back.
Oh, Jennings and Villalobos, they keep it going.
Yeah, Villalobos was wrecked on just a bit ago. He's
Causey was wrecked.
Causey was wrecked. Man, these guys have made a strong recovery in this car, and I mean, maybe that just proves to how the toughness of this next generation car is. They said that. Yeah, they said it on the real life broadcast. These composite bodies super tough. And even with a little body work, these cars still can maintain the speed needed to possibly battle for a good finish. And, I mean, we're seeing that now. But another driver we haven't talked about a lot, Max Service there in 3rd. Right behind his teammate. Actually kind of squeezed between his 2 teammates of Berger and Schumacher. He started back here in 22nd. And, yeah, he's made his way slowly through the front. Not really had any issues. Not been involved in anything, just kind of biding his time. And he's just up here now, ready to strike with about 100 laps to go next time by.
Down the back straightaway we go. James Gilliard looking to size up Adrian Schumacher. And this is somebody I've been very keen on since season 1, the 33 of James Gilliard. As he's going to make it look easy. He'll power by Schumacher and clear on up. But Gilliard, when he was almost a surefire, he wasn't locked in, but almost a surefire playoff driver in season 1. And then he had the issue with his, I believe it was his wrist, that sidelined him for 6 to 8 weeks back in season 1. And he didn't make the playoffs that season. And last season, making the playoffs, but having the luck that he had, it's been somebody I've seen continuously improve in the Outlaws Sim Series, and I'm looking to see big strides out of Gilliard this season. The brand new car kind of reset everybody back to 0, but Gilliard, with the determination he puts in on the sim, I know he's aggressive at the plate tracks. That's kind of, I guess, everybody's gripe about him. But I think that's, as a broadcaster, that's fun, seeing that aggression at the plate tracks, by the way. But to see Gilliard kind of really improve his racecraft over the past couple seasons, use what happened to him in season 1, where he almost a surefire playoff driver, sidelined by something, out of his control when it comes to racing. It really is something else. And Gilliard now charging up to the top 3, and 3 fast drivers at that, of Holt, Berger, and Service. Gilliard, he might have a say in this one.
Yeah, he definitely might. And, I mean, you were talking about the aggression there. I know quite a few drivers who are very aggressive at super speedways that were praised. Dylan Hurt Sr. is one who comes to mind, super aggressive. Bubba Wallace, the recent winner at Talladega. Brian Blaney is another one that comes to mind. Just very aggressive with the moves they make at super speedways to get in position to win the race. And it pays off. Sometimes those guys get win. Blaney's won quite a few, and Bubba Wallace has one win. I think Earnhardt Sr. has, he has quite a few wins at super speedways. It comes to mind. But yeah, we see Gilliard now, though, going for the 81 machine of Max Service side by side down the front stretch. Man, that 33 really stuck it in there in 3 and 4. He might have him cleared here as we go through 1 and 2.
I haven't even mentioned that James Gilliard has never won an Outlaws Sim Series race. Now, he won back on the console. Oh, no! He's going to get sideways. He's going to hang on. Maybe. He'll lose out to Joe Sikorsky and Adrian Schumacher. I hope I didn't just jinx him there by trying to maybe talk him up there. But he'll fall back to 6th. He's not out of it. He'll have to cool the tires off, maybe fend off the charging Kevin Thompson, Villalobos, and Jennings here. But Thompson's going to try to size him up into 1. But what I was going to say is he's won back when we were back on the console. But as far as iRacing goes, he hasn't had the best of luck, and it was starting to shape up like a pretty decent day. There's still a lot of time to go, 95 laps to go. We still have a whole pit stop, at least one, before this race is over. But unfortunate timing.
Yeah, and it looks like him and the 81 just kind of came together off of turn 2. Again, very tight off of turn 2. And these guys just came together. Unfortunate there. But Seth Berger trying to size up the 3 car. We talked to Holt. He didn't really want to have this battle going on. But it looks like he's got another battle on his hand here with the 77 machine.
Yeah, and you heard Seth, if you're not on that outside lane, it's almost impossible to pass here. He said the way he's going to get around Holt is if Holt makes a mistake. And I guess that's all you can do in this position is try to force one at that. Or, I know these drivers, they're going to race a lot. They've raced a lot already together in the Outlaws Sim Series, and they're going to continue to race a lot. They had a little bit of a little scuffle last season, but they've talked it over. They've since cleaned it up. I don't think they want to reignite a potential conflict between the two drivers, especially with how often they're going to see each other on the track. So I think Seth really wants to make this one clean. And he's going to try to send it around the outside here, but there's going to be a lapper. Maybe Seth can use a lapped car as a pick if he's going to get around Holt.
Yeah, it just depends on where this lapper goes into turn 1. This is where they're going to catch him. The lapper stays high. Holt has the advantage. He goes low first, gets around gets around him there first. Seth kind of compromised off of 2, loses a little bit of ground to Holt. But that could have been interesting if Holt chose the high side there.
And while I've been talking about how difficult it is to pass, it can't be said enough, and I should say this, because Greg Holt is, of course, an amazing driver. He won the championship last year. You don't do that without being an amazing driver. He is putting that car exactly where he needs to put it. He is putting on a brilliant defense against cars that very well may have better tires than him, or maybe faster than him. But he is doing exactly what he needs to do to keep his car in clean air and put his car in the lane that works best for him. Greg Holt is putting on a master class when it comes to defending his race lead.
Yeah, and he did that last season for the championship.
Absolutely.
He put on a masterful defense to hold off Seth Berger, who was on 15, I believe, 15 lap younger tires, and was able to hold him off. He forced Seth to have to pass him on the bottom lane like he's doing now, and Seth was just not able to clear him. He was able to get there and run side by side with him for quite a few laps, but just not able to clear it.
I don't know who that was. Was that Gilliard? No, that was James Gilliard.
Oh, Gilliard hits the wall. He gets close again off of 4, but oh man, Gilliard, such a great run, and now it's just all going badly for him, it seems. The contact off of 2 loses him quite a few spots, and now he scrapes the wall. Still in 10th place, so still a decent day. You got to stay in it. But, man, when you know you had a race-winning car, that hurts a lot.
So Max Service is kind of falling back to this pack back here. Seth and Holt kind of drive away and duke it out themselves. Here comes Joseph Kazi. This guy was in the wall.
Oh, the leader spinning. Holt's out.
No, Greg Holt has gone around. Oh, my goodness. Oh no.
The 12 car of Nathan Aldrich. The 12 car of Nathan Aldrich got in the way. Seth tried to use it as a pick, and I am not sure what happened.
Well, we're gonna get a replay and see what happened. Oh no, that was St. Cour. Andrew St. Cour. And here it is. Three wide. Seth backs off. No, St. Cour caught the wall. No, no.
Ooh, and Seth slid the rear tire there because he hit the old 12 car as well.
Oh no.
But yeah, Cour's trying to stay out of the way, hits the wall, and just bounces right into the path of Greg Holt.
See, yeah, like as he's trying to stay out of the way. It's unfortunate timing. Seth wanted to take it 3-wide. Seth backed off. That's the right move, but I think maybe St. Cour already adjusted if they were going to go 3-wide, right? And wow. Wow. That's what I think happened. St. Cour was expecting the 3-wide and anticipated them to go 3-wide, but was not able to, I guess, unadjust himself.
Yeah, and it just, if you're Greg Holt, I mean, that's so frustrating and infuriating. But, I mean, Cour was trying to do the right thing and stay out of these guys' way, and it just ends up collecting the wall, and it shoots him right across the track. I mean, definitely not on purpose from the 12 car at all. But, yeah, you'll get to see it here on the end car. Just hits the wall, and it shoots him right over into Greg Holt. Now, I don't think Causey made contact with the 12 car there. So, looks like the 88 machine should be okay.
I'm gonna get one more look at it. Because this is race altering. So, again. We kind of described the whole thing, but I guess let's see what maybe Greg saw. As he was approaching Andrew St. Cour. I think we're a lap early here. So we'll kind of see the whole lead up to it. St. Cour already has engine damage from the previous incident with Jacob Reeves and Joseph Causey.
Yeah, and he is about to go 2 laps down right here. He had already lost his first lap from having to take the drive-through penalty. And this is where it happens here. So coming off of 4, Holt trying to figure out what he's going to do. If you're the lap car, you just hold your line. It looks like he says, oh, yeah, I'm going to be high. So
I guess that was another lap early.
Yep, there's another lap, but
Greg Holt has called it a day.
Yep, Greg has called it a day, and I can't disagree with him. I mean, it's so infuriating when something like this happens, especially when you're the leader. Yeah, it looks like the 12's just going to give him the inside lane. So Greg takes it. He gets the run there, and the 12 car gives him plenty of space. Here's Seth when he's thinking about it, but he backs off, and then the 12 just collects the wall, and he didn't even see it.
No. Wow.
Ooh, and Schumacher. Almost.
That's so difficult to combat. I mean, I don't know. I mean, again, St. Cour, obviously St. Cour caused the incident. St. Cour was, I believe, adjusting to make it 3-wide. Because he saw Seth stick his nose in. Seth backed off. He understood that was going to be a bad situation. St. Cour, had his wheel aligned, to maybe take a wider line. It was maybe too wide. And I think that would have been worse if Seth kept his nose in there, because then it would have been 2 wrecked race cars from the lead. But
yeah,
at that...
They both probably would have got taken out in that, so yeah, it's unfortunate, but
it's a mistake. St. Cour, obviously, he's racing his own race at that. He's a couple laps out at that point. Maybe he could have lifted. I don't know. if he thought it was really sketchy, it's a bad spot. I think both Greg and Seth put him in a bad spot. And he was just trying to best accommodate for both of them. And unfortunately, got the wall, and Greg was involved in that. But we race on. Joseph Causey, Max Service, Seth Berger, Julio Villalobos, Jonathan Jennings, Andrew Pratt, John Mickey, James Gillier, Jacob Reeves, Randall Barnett. VIRacing.com, safety vehicle, finds its safety in the pit lane. Green once again from Hotlanta. Julio Villalobos has made it to the podium, or at least that's what he's contending for with Max Service into turn 1.
Hey, he's contending. He bobbles there a bit in the entry to turn 1. Max Service should have the penalty. Joseph
Causey!
Slow.
Something amiss with the 88. Oh no!
He hit the wall. He hit the wall, I believe. He hit the wall off of 2.
And move both Swift racing cars first and second. Here comes Julio Villalobos.
Villalobos sends it around the outside of Causey. Causey going to be dropping like a rock now. Big damage to the right-hand side of that car, to an already damaged right-hand side of that car. Villalobos still bobbling as he gets into turn 1 to get it down to the bottom. Max Service has to check up off of the turn 2 to not hit the wall, and that really compromises both drivers.
Jennings sticks his nose up to the outside of Villalobos. Here comes Mickey, looking to see if he can take advantage of Causey. Causey has now gone back to his groove. Andrew Pratt waiting in the wings to see if something happens. While Seth Berger finally gets his first taste of clean air all day long. Jennings trying to power around the outside.
Jennings trying to power the outside, but Julio's still powering and fighting on the inside, and he almost loses it.
He got loose very late. But there they are, 3 wide into turn 3. Mickey's going to keep it way up there. Causey in the middle. Everybody's got ill-handling race cars. Now Causey and Mickey side by side, 2 wide. Jennings is looking on Service. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, Jennings looks on Service. Service has a little damage, it looks like, on the left-hand side of his car, I think. But Jennings going to clear him with the slide.
Sideways is Joseph. What a catch.
Sideways. What a catch, but he loses a lot of time in a lot of positions. John Mickey now trying to take third place away from Max Service. Service sends it way up on the outside. As we look back from our leader, Seth Berger, Jonathan Jennings has his car dialed in a little bit earlier this run. He's trying to go for the lead.
Jennings, he turns in very late. He's going to use a lot of his tire, but he needs to get to the front. That's what he's saying with his car placement. Not able to get there, but Mickey's got a run on Service. Can he send it to the inside of 91? To no avail. They're still side by side with her. Jennings is trying to work his way to the inside. Seth chops his nose off. Jennings now has to fight back and now has to fight against the 69 who's getting a run.
Yeah, and Seth got pretty good look at the defense that the 3 car was putting onto him right in that middle line, and that's where Seth has planted that 77 machine now.
Absolutely.
Running the middle line, knowing that, hey, if I put it here, it doesn't matter how much tires I eat up, you cannot pass me.
I think to a certain extent, you still have to keep yourself able to power up off the corner, but at that, yeah, you don't have to put yourself in such a stressful situation. More than likely, if you have a decent tire life, you're going to keep that car powered up off the corner. We'll see what Jennings is able to do. Jennings has been the one we've seen do the most work on the long run. Villalobos is sideways. He's trying to hold on to that 45 machine. And he does. He'll lose a couple spots. That puts Reeves up to 6th, Pratt to 5th.
Yeah, Reeves a recovery from getting tapped there from Causey earlier in the race. He has made his way a nice recovery back up to 6th place, but there is a battle looming here at the front. Another 3-way battle for the lead brewing as John Mickey, John Jennings, and Seth Berger all right here under a blanket, and Max Service just hanging out right behind them just in case anything goes wrong.
Got to be in position to capitalize if something does happen. But Mickey is having a look on Jennings.
Mickey dives it down to the inside, rolling the white line all the way around 3-4. He's going to clear Jonathan Jennings.
He just
What a
powered
move.
by him.
What a move from the 69 car up to second place.
John Mickey just rolled that bottom perfectly. And he might have that on Seth too. We'll see what happens. If he can catch Seth. Oh, car in the wall. Villalobos.
Villalobos in the wall, handling an ill-fated race car, or an ill-handling race car all day long.
Oh,
since the
no.
first
And I think he caught Gilliard out as well. Gonna get a replay of it real quick.
No.
My apologies. We jumped a little too little ahead of ourselves. Let's gonna get that one queued back up.
Yeah, just to inform, you're not missing any for the lead. John, Mickey, and Seth Berger pulling away now from third place. No battle yet, but John Mickey is trying to set it up.
Oh!
They both
Villalobos got loose, and Gilliard got loose trying to avoid Villalobos. Kind of just used Villalobos to kind of keep going. Gilliard did, but Villalobos, yeah, not having a good day.
No, not at all. And John Mickey trying to set up Seth Berger now, as we're going to get back to live racing. You can see it. He's right on the back bumper, and he's trying to set up these runs. Seth Berger really chopping the nose off of that 69, running the same line that he's running, not letting him pick up that speed that he was picking up on all the cars behind him.
See Mickey redlining into the corner, really rolling that bottom. Seth is starting to chop that bottom off, while Holt, when he was trying to get around Holt kind of kept it in that middle lane. Berger still is favoring that bottom side. He's putting it right there in the middle of the track, and then tries to turn down, later in the corner to get later apex to kind of cover up that bottom. Here comes Mickey, though! The power move to the inside of Seth!
That power move off of turn 4. No car has been able to do that today except John Mickey. He does it again. Can he clear the 77? 77 powers through the center of turns 1 and 2. He should be able to maintain momentum, or can he? Almost collecting the wall, almost collecting each other down the backstretch.
Side by side into turn 3. Mickey trying to roll that bottom. We'll see if he can power up off the bottom this time. Really running that line. The Harvicking line is what they like to call it. Harvicking is what is the action of it. Mickey trying to do the best Kevin Harvick impression he can on that bottom side and paint that white line. While Berger fights for his life in the middle lane, and that time it looks like Seth will clear. Maybe off the corner. Mickey still keeps his no contact!
Oh, Mickey topped him.
Oh,
Mickey
no!
topped him. And caution's out.
Caution is going to come out on the speedway. Let's see what happened.
Oh, my. Mickey just came up into him.
Let's see this from the overhead shot before we say exactly what did happen here. We'll get to see. This is him crossing the start-finish line. And Seth.
It looks like a side draft gone wrong.
Let's see here off the corner. Seth and Mickey gets there. I think he just I think he's trying to get behind Seth and misjudged it.
Or yeah, maybe that too. Trying to pull up behind, get the draft, then to dive back out.
Right.
And
he was just too close.
Yep, too close. Gets the rear end.
That is
drive-through penalty on the 77 of Seth Berger.
One car incident that probably shouldn't have been called a yellow.
Oh, wait, they're still clarifying. Never mind. It's clarification from the... Okay, yeah, clarification from race control. They were thinking that shouldn't have been a caution, but according to the rules, it should be. So the 77 and the 69 will get an EOL.
Wow. I know John.
Wow.
I've never seen John take anyone out ever. I don't
Yeah, I think
he meant
I
to
think
at
he
all.
misjudged it off of the turn, trying to get the draft behind Seth to set him up again, and it's just a very bad misjudgment off of the turn here. He had such a good run off of the corner, and I'm not sure how he's doing it. He's the only car we've seen today. A little bit of netcode involved as well, possibly.
Yeah,
but,
just to add fuel to the fire, why don't we, right? I put netcode in there too.
yeah, but I mean, he is the only car we've seen today that's been able to get those runs off of the turns. It is amazing what he's been able to do in that car. We haven't seen any other car today do that.
Back into Seth. And Seth, they're trying to chop him down. He didn't chop down as much as he used to.
Yeah, he gave him space.
Yeah.
And yeah, John just trying to get behind him and just misjudged it. Not a whole lot of damage to Seth's car.
That's a second
second hit. Yeah, that's. I mean,
how many leaders have we seen get in trouble today? Zoltan Hertzeg, Joseph Kazi, Greg Holt, Seth Berger,
and John Mickey. He's going to get
John Mickey's going to get the EOL. But how many fast cars are we going to see get in trouble today? Brad Bothwell early. We don't know how fast Bothwell was going to be. Brad Bothwell got in trouble early. I mean, so many vehicles. Villalobos has called it a day. There's only 14 cars on the lead lap here, Devin. I mean,
it's become a war of attrition.
I think the only car that we've been consistently calling fast all day is the 91. That's still left.
Yeah, the 91, 81 as well. Max Service, no slouch up here. He is now the leader, starting back in 22nd position. Now he finds himself in the lead. All these guys are. I don't think there's a clean race car on the track. Maybe the 91, maybe. But the rest of them, there's damage.
Yeah, you can see it. Look at them all come by right here. It is a graveyard of race cars. Maybe the 75 of Pratt. That's about it.
And this is going to be a war of attrition. Who can keep their car under him the longest, I think.
Pratt's car looks clean.
Pratt's car looks clean.
Thompson.
The 91's fairly clean. The 77 was in a wreck, but he looks clean. He has a little bit on the left-hand side of that car.
Max's
car is clean.
Ain't too many. This is the point we're trying to make.
Yeah, I mean, we saw Scott Bailey stopped on the backstretch, wrecking. At one point, he's now fourth.
Jacob Reeves went spinning off the nose of Kazi's. Went spinning off the nose of Kazi a few laps ago.
It's insane to think about. I mean, we saw Adrian Schumacher. He was a corner away from going a lap down at one point. He's back up here in 8th position, or 6th position according to my scoring, but 8th after the choose. But man, what a development.
Track conditions have stayed stagnant. We're back to racing from Atlanta. Max Service under heavy fire from Jonathan Jennings. Jennings trying to roll that bottom. Service went way up high off the corner, side by side to the line. Advantage 81, but for how much longer?
Yeah, then who does Reeves try to help here? You know, that draft can play a big role. Does he help Max Service? Does he help Jennings? It looks like so far he's staying down on the bottom. Yeah, he's going to stay down on the bottom. He's going to help Jonathan Jennings and try and get him around Max Service as they're going to 3.
Here comes Joseph Kazi. Maybe he's going to play a role in this one. Service keeping that car planted in that middle lane. Jennings really trying to see what he can do on the bottom side.
Yeah, Joseph Kazi now to the outside of Jacob Reeves behind him. Those two got contact earlier. Right now,
They're
though,
starting to have a little rivalry brewing, too.
Room.
Yeah, see how these two race each other.
Oh,
sideways is Max!
Oh, that was Max and the 11 car Scott Bailey, both sideways, but now that gives the outside lane to Jonathan Jennings. He can power around on the outside now.
That may do Max in here. We'll see if Max can keep with him. Maybe Max can get back to the outside. Looks like no. Jonathan Jennings will clear to the lead. I believe that might be the first time today Jennings is cleared out in front.
It is, but don't look now. Max Service again.
He got
run
the outside.
Off of 2. He gave him the outside, but no, it's not enough speed to get off the corner. He's being pushed by Causey. But again, Jonathan Jennings is going to give him the outside. I think he just knows his car's better on the bottom.
Jonathan Jennings, that number 91, trying to win 3 in a row. What a feat that be for him. But he's got still 60 laps of racing to go. And Max Service trying to power to the outside. Jennings keeps it down low. Max has got to run sideways. Can he keep it straight? Causey pops out from behind the 81.
Causey pops out from behind the 81, takes it to the inside of Max Service. He got a huge run off of turn 2. Is he going to clear the 81 and try and battle back for this lead? As the 81 still not giving it up. He's to the outside of the 91, just barely right now as they go into turn 1. The 88 is still there.
Everybody kind of starts to migrate down to the bottom, but Service putting on a fight up top. Down the back straightaway we go.
And Causey dives back in line. Max Service now nose out in front of the 91 machine. That outside lane starting to come in. He powers through the center of the turn. He is clear back to the lead as Max Service. And Causey clear back to second place.
Here comes Kevin Thompson. Why don't we keep adding to it? The 21 is trying to get to clear the 91. Thompson way up high. He's now stuck behind the 88 and Joseph. He'll get the run off the corner. Maybe Thompson trying to take second.
And all of the lead lap cars right there. All of the lead lap cars are in this pack battling for the lead. You could throw a blanket over first back to the Adrian Schumacher there, who's kind of lost track a little bit. He's falling off the pace. But my goodness, this is a giant pack, all with a chance and right here for the lead.
Causey had a peek on Max, fell back in line. Now Thompson dives into the inside. Max keeps it planted in the middle.
He keeps it playing in the middle. Causey right to the back bumper. Max going to give him a bump off of turn number 2, just pushing him down the backstretch. A big block there from Max Service to keep himself in the lead and stave off the 88 machine up from a lap longer. But Kevin Thompson, he wants to lead this race, not able to do it this time. That 21 machine looks good on the bottom.
Kevin Thompson looks very strong down there. If he can get the diamond off the corner that he wants, he may be able to have something down in the turns 3 and 4 with Max. Side by side, Thompson's cleared a second, trying to get clear to the race lead.
And Causey again sticks right behind Max Service, pushes him back out in front of Kevin Thompson. But Kevin Thompson's so good in 3 and 4. He gets such a good run off the turn. Again, he's going to get a good run. He should lead this lap.
Service got at the line. Oh, did he?
Oh, he did. Yeah, no, Service kept it at the line. Oh, nope, there it is. Kevin Thompson did get the lap led.
Goodness gracious. Now Thompson is trying to clear it. He is cleared out in front of Max Service.
Max bobbled, and that gives the 88 the run down the backstretch. The 88 sends it into turns 3 and 4. He wants to go for the race lead now, and there is Andrew Pratt. We have not talked about him much. I mean, we mentioned he was in the top 5, but now he's got his nose in here trying to battle for the lead. And don't forget about James Gilliard. All the trouble he's had. He's in 5th, but he's under pressure from Seth Berger, who's recovered from the EOL penalty and being wrecked. He's back up here battling for the top 5.
I cannot believe what is going on. This is phenomenal. Some great stuff we're getting to witness here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Kevin Thompson is your race leader. I mean, how cool is that? Kevin Thompson, we've seen him. He had a great run for about 10 laps at Dover. And from then on, I was a little just confused on what happened and how he fell off so quickly. But from then, I mean, I think it's important to mention, Kevin Thompson is from Newnan, Georgia. This is a Georgia native. who doesn't get too much love here in the Outlaws Sim Series, too much luck, I should say. He doesn't lead too many laps. He's never won an Outlaws Sim Series race, and he's now out in front, convincingly, late at his home track.
And what a moment it would be if he can get the win here at his home track. I mean, to get your first win in Outlaw Sim Series is going to be huge, but to do it at your home track has got to be that much more special. And, man, I bet you that heart rate is pumping in that 21 machine as he leads this race, but he has got quite a bit of space between him and Joseph Causey. That car is looking mighty fast, mighty strong, and it doesn't look like the 88 can keep up.
Andrew Pratt up to third. Berger has gone around his teammate Service back and forth. Gilliard, who just made contact with another vehicle not too long ago, he's powering by Jennings for sixth.
Yeah, Gilliard's running that high line right behind Max.
Oh, and into
Gilliard's
the
in the wall.
No, man. Every time I mention him, I don't know if I can commentate this guy.
Yeah, we mentioned him. He hits the wall, and it kills all the momentum that he had. He's still fighting, but, man, that damage is going to hurt just enough to keep him out of this win, possibly. I mean, but I say that, and we have a lot of these wrecked race cars up here. So who even knows? Who even knows?
Nothing is for certain. You know, we didn't get the Atlanta Super Speedway update to this track just yet, but if you look at the race results, you think it'd be the Super Speedway. You've had a lot of carnage today.
Yeah, a lot of carnage, a lot of close battles here for the lead. Seth Berger is catching back up to second and third place, and he is on a mission to get back to this lead. Kevin Thompson, though, trying to open up his lead. He's got about a half a second on Joseph Causey, who's not really trying to let him escape, but, man, that 21 is just moving away, and Andrew Pratt needs to get around this 88 car.
I mean, this is something else. I'm sure Kevin Thompson will appreciate this. The amount of TV time he's getting as he's opened up a 4/10 of a second lead over Joseph Causey. Never won in the Outlaw Sim Series. Leading at his home track with under 50 laps to go. Joseph Causey attempts to fend off a hard-charging Andrew Pratt. Here comes Jennings. He was about to get passed back, sent to 7th, and now he's looking to get right back up here.
Yeah, he's been working on that car. It wasn't good on the short runs, but he's getting better and better as we go along. Really showing that car does have some speed. It's Seth almost tags Andrew Pratt. Has to back out of it. That's going to essentially hand the 4th position to the 91 comfortably. And here's John Mickey again, sending it in on the inside of the 77. We've seen this before.
Goodness gracious. There, that's the camera I was looking for. I get to look back from, let's say, the side mirror of Joseph Causey's machine. As Jennings powers it to the inside. Look, nearly 4 wide. They'd be 4 wide if they were all side by side. They're right there at that point of the corner. That was wild. Causey gets the run on Jennings. Now Pratt's trying to get clear to 91. The 91 falls back and now duking it out with the 75.
And this is something that Kevin Thompson loves to see in his review. These guys battling it out this hard for places behind him and letting him just escape with the lead. However, I think if any of these cars right here get clear around the 88, they should be able to track him down. But it's just a matter of passing the 88, and he's running that defensive line up high, not allowing that to happen.
Well, now Causey's starting to close in. He's getting half a 10th right there down the back straightaway alone. Causey had a big gain, maybe, a whole 10th now, maybe something to miss for the 21.
I'm not sure, but the 91 sure looks on the rail. He's going to go to the inside of the 88 car, trying to take away this second place position. He's got a nose ahead as they head into turn 1 and 2. He might get this clear.
There's Mickey, who can roll the bottom as well, trying to get into this. Jennings is clear. Joseph trying to get the crossover, and that's going to push the 91 down the back straightaway.
He pushes the 91 into the turn. The 91 rolls the bottom. The 69 following. The 77 running that line as well. Can they keep up the momentum and catch this 21 car? We have 44 laps to go now. Man, this is going to come down to the wire again. I predict another fantastic Atlanta finish for the Outlaw Sim Series.
And boy, wouldn't that be great the way this race has played out. Why wouldn't we get a photo finish at that, huh? Justin Kiazi and John Mickey duke it out for third. Here comes Jennings trying to see what he can do to try to reel in Thompson.
And Andrew Pratt's falling back quite a bit. He falls back behind Seth Berger now. Berger into the 5th position. Pratt right behind him, but Pratt, something not really working right here at this moment of time on the 75. He's lost quite a bit of spots.
Kazi maybe caught the wall there that allows Mickey to get up in the 3rd. And now Pratt might have a chance at Seth there down the back shoulder. He backs off and thinks better of it.
And a 71 going back to that diamond effect, you know, running the center of the turn, entering and running low off. He gets the run down the front stretch. He goes to the inside of the 88 machine, trying to take away 4th position.
Seth trying to clear by Joseph Kazi, and looks like he'll do so without too much battle. Well, no, Kazi fights back. I thought he was clear. Kazi got the late run.
So close. This battling that we've seen today here at Atlanta is amazing. I mean, there's been some wrecks and contacts, but overall, the racing here has been so tight and so fierce for so long. It's quite crazy to think about how these tires have been able to hold.
Oh, here we go. Battle for the lead. Jennings to the bottom side. Thompson up high.
And Thompson's been running that bottom. Jennings staying Thompson's been running top. Jennings running the bottom. Thompson now trying to do that diamond effect off the turn to keep momentum up and really put, you know, Thompson at a disadvantage, taking his line away. Hopefully that can have an effect, and I hope he stays up high this time in 1 and 2.
They were side by side in 1 and 2 last time around, so maybe just something to miss for Thompson, but Thompson now powers it back up. He opens up a gap down the back.
And maybe just Thompson missed one of the turns there, just didn't get it quite right, and was allowed Jennings to catch up to him. I'll tell you what, though, the 77 machine who's trying to get around Causey cannot. He's fallen into the clutches back to the 75. This time, though, the 77 gets to the top lane. You can see it behind you. Jennings, this though, is so close, but not able to make it stick. Falls back in line for 2nd. Causey is loose off of 2.
Kazi sideways, and he'll drop down the running order. There he is, back in the 9th position. Back up front. Here comes Jennings. Maybe can he get to the outside? He peeks to the inside.
I think he had the outside there for a second, but vows to give it up. Tries to take the inside like he's been doing so far. Not able to make it work, but here comes John Mickey. He's trying to get in on this action. And as long as these guys fight, they might be joined by some more company. That 77 might catch him up. He's only a 1.5 seconds back.
But he's a 1.5 seconds back. They were right there. So something has been brewing. Even though these guys are battling, the pack behind is losing time. 1.6 seconds back. What is going on back there?
There it is. The 91 got the outside this time in turn 1 and 2. Is he going to be able to clear him? No. Slide job.
Oh, to the wall, to 21! And now Mickey up into 2nd. Jennings to the lead. Does Mickey have anything for Jennings?
Thompson really slow. It doesn't look like he's going to be able to keep up there for the moment. He's going to have to regather himself and get back there. But John Mickey now right on the back bumper of the 91 machine.
We've seen Mickey be able to roll that bottom better than anyone else today. Looking here into 1 and 2. Jennings sideways. Mickey powers it up straight off the corner.
Mickey powers it up, but this is where he's been so good. He rolls this bottom in 3 and 4, but maintains the momentum off the turn to allow him to get such good runs. This time is no different. He gets another good run, but it's not good enough to get him up side by side with the 91. The 91 does look strong, though, on the bottom lane.
Take his line away. I think Jennings knows that Mickey can roll the bottom better than anyone else. So Mickey's going to have to try something else. Not get the wall. No, he caught the wall.
That's just a little kiss there. He can gather back up and get back up there, I'm sure. But man, oh man, what battling we have seen. But now the 91 has finally got up front clearly, and he can taste the win now. Only 34 laps to go.
Does Pratt have anything for Seth now? Is Pratt sizing up Seth for the 4th position? They are still 1.5 seconds back of Jennings. This is something else. Something had to happen back here. Maybe these guys just don't have what the 91 has.
And maybe not. And the 69 isn't going away. He's staying right there trying to catch back up. And here's the lap car, the 16, trying to get out of the way. Looks like he'll be able to do that as they get into turn 1. The 69 is back there right on the back bumper.
I have to watch this too. See just how well he can roll that bottom, even with dirty air. Rolling it very well.
Yeah, that car just loves that bottom line, rolls the inside. And we've seen him do that the whole race and better than anyone else. Jennings trying to do it too. And you just see he pulls away in the center, but here comes the 69 off of turn 4. Huge run off of turn 4.
He lives. He can't go anywhere with it. Now looks to the inside again.
He
Jennings gives it up.
He sent it. John Mickey sends it into turn 1. They're side by side as they get off. Ooh, almost in the wall is Jennings, but now they're side by side. John Mickey to the lead.
Jennings had to pedal it. He pushed it hard into the corner. He nearly caught the wall, so he had to lift to not hit the wall. But look who's back. Here comes Kevin Thompson.
Thompson catching these guys back up as they battle for the lead. And Seth Berger is trying to get back up there. He wants these guys to keep battling. That's allowing him to catch back up. For the time being, when they're single file like this, he starts to fall back. But when they're battling for the lead, he catches right back up to him. He hopes they keep battling, but it does look like that 69 is dialed in on the bottom lane. He can get off the turn so well that even if you run that outside lane, it looks like he still has the advantage.
I don't know how Mickey is able to roll the bottom so well. Mickey has found something now in these NextGen cars that these guys haven't. At least when it comes to the past 2 weeks. Obviously, Jennings had the fastest car last week, but Mickey was catching him. This week, Mickey goes up and passes Jennings.
Yeah, and I mean, they are teammates here, battling for first and second. Teammates in first and second. And
that's right.
What a good battle between them. So, yeah, definitely something going on there with the 69. He really enjoys this setup that they've been bringing lately and how this car drives.
Oh, did Jennings pop the wall? Jennings popped the wall big time. He's sideways.
Jennings sideways. Thompson's going to get him off the turn. And Thompson to the second place.
Jennings is hurt. Hurt bad. He ate the wall hard there into turn 1.
Yeah, big damage on the right door of that 91 machine. We've seen damage, though. You've been able to make it work and get back up there. But it does look like he's starting to fall back off of these guys, and he's going to have some company behind him before long if he's not too careful. The 11 car, Scott Bailey, he was wrecked to go, but he's back up here into the 4th position, trying to track down Jonathan Jennings.
Adrian Schumacher is powered by Andrew Pratt, put Schumacher back in 6th.
And Seth Berger still maintaining that 5th position right in front of Schumacher. Max Service fell back quite a bit on the start, but he's starting to make his way back up he's caught back up to the tail end of this line. He's right behind Andrew Pratt trying to get around him to take away the 7th position, but they're all in a line here. But John Mickey is quite a ways out. He's almost pulled out a second lead.
So now, Devin, we have this time by 26 laps to go. John Mickey and the rest of his competitors pitted 41, 42 laps ago. That means that they're going to run 65, on the higher end, 65 to 68 laps of fuel. Can they do that on a full tank of gas?
It's going to be oh so close, but the way that they're running and racing right here, I would have to say that they think they can make it. Real life, they could run about 65 laps. It seemed like on a tank of gas. If you really stretched it, you could maybe get to 70. So it's going to be oh so
We're
close.
going to battle for second. And here comes Bailey and Berger.
Yeah, Jonathan Jennings gathered his car back up.
Sideways, it's Thompson!
There's a Thompson sideways.
Thompson was able to catch it, but that puts Schumacher into the top 5. Now Bailey the third. Does Bailey have what it takes for Jennings?
And Seth has been able to stay with Scott Bailey since he passed him, just trying to use the draft to get back up here to these leaders. He wasn't able to do it by himself, but now he's there. Both cars trying to battle this 91 now.
Bailey nearly catching the water off the corner. Seth's going to have a huge run down the back.
Seth, big run. He gets into the turn, sends it in there. His side by side. But it does look like Scott Bailey's going to maintain the position off of 4. Seth just not able to keep the power like we've seen John Mickey do today. And not only that, but he's going to lose out on the 4th position to Adrian Schumacher possibly.
Adrian Schumacher around the outside of Seth Berger, and Schumacher up to 4th. Schumacher is definitely somebody we see come later and later in these races towards the front of the pack. Is Schumacher the one who might have a chance at John Mickey? Sideways is Seth.
Bailey. Seth got sideways. Scott Bailey, I don't know if he tagged the wall or not, but he lost a ton of momentum off of turn 4. And that really checked up these guys behind him. Seth tries to power it around the outside of Scott Bailey. Not able to make it happen this time, but he's going to have the run down the backstretch.
Schumacher is sizing up Jennings. I wouldn't count Adrian Schumacher out of this one.
Yeah, you can see Schumacher gives up some speed in the center of the turn, but he gets it back on the exit of the turn. So an interesting strategy there from the 82 car. A little bit different than we've seen today.
He's now running the same line as Jennings. Can he get the diamond off there? You know, get that later apex. Try to straighten the exit off. Bailey is holding on for dear life. And now he's gotten to the inside of Jennings. Schumacher is looking for second to the inside of the 91. Jennings powers around the outside and clears back by the 82.
Yep, the 82 has the run off the corner. That strategy of backing up the center of the corner and then getting the run off is really paying off for the 82 now here on the long run. Now they're battling side by side. Off of turn 2, Adrian Schumacher going to clear to the second place. Not quite
clear. But now this is a 2-second advantage for John Mickey.
This is what he wants to see in his rear view. This is kind of like Kevin Thompson earlier. You want to see those guys behind you battling here. And here comes Adrian Schumacher again. He backs up the center of the turn. Gets the run off the corner. Is he going to send it into turn 1 this time?
Adrian dives it off to the bottom side. He's going to get cleared to 91. It's now a 2-second deficit. He has a John Mickey, 2.2, 2.3 seconds. And Jennings looks like he's struggling.
Yeah, Jennings trying to hold on here to whatever he can. Behind him, though, Seth Berger battling Scott Bailey. Those two cannot get away from each other at the moment. And they are battling here for the 4th place position. John Jennings might get in on that shortly as Adrian Schumacher now clear. Does he have enough time to catch up to John Mickey, who is just gone? He's 2.5 seconds down the road. And it looks like it's extending to maybe 2.5, 2.4 before they enter into turn 3. So maybe Schumacher is closing little by little.
Well, I'll tell you their lap times this time by the start finish. Now that Adrian is clear of the 91. We're still watching this battle for third because this is raging on hard. Jennings trying to hold on to the last podium spot between Bailey and Berger. That last time around, Mickey was a 10th faster than Schumacher.
Yeah, so John Mickey just has the speed in that car as we see the battle for third behind Adrian Schumacher. Seth Berger still trying to get back to the podium position. He's trying to send it and dive it on the inside. He's just not able to make it stick so far, but he does have a good exit this time. He should be able to get clear the 91 in the next turn if he sends it in there.
And we'll see here. 16 laps to go. Trying to see who will be on the podium. Bailey is sideways, side by side between Jennings and Berger. Jennings gets the high side. That time around, only a quarter of a tenth was Mickey faster than Schumacher.
And Seth still battling the 91. They're not giving each other any pardons, but it does look, this time the 77 is clear.
It looks like Mickey is consistently faster than Schumacher, but not by a lot. The rate that Mickey was faster than Schumacher has significantly dropped.
Yeah, he was probably trying to get all he could while they were battling side by side. Something amiss in the 91. Here comes the 11 and the 81 back into play. Max Service, he's looking to get some few spots, get back himself into maybe the 4th position here behind his teammate. As, man, the 91, something amiss after he collided with the wall. Big run for the 81 down the front stretch. He sends it to the outside. He looks to clear into the 4th place position.
Max Service off the corner. Andrew Pratt gets the wall hard to hold on to it, but oh my goodness, that was a hit.
Yeah, that was a hit. And, yep, still John Mickey faster than Adrian Schumacher. So it does look like this is John Mickey's race to lose at this point as they are coming to 13 to go this time. But man, oh man, what a battle we have back here for the 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th place positions. It does look like it's settled out now. Something amiss on the 91, but the 11 still trying to look to get around him.
Yeah, Scott Bailey still trying to find his way around Jennings, but Jennings has free-falled through the top 5.
Yeah, and if Seth's not careful, Max Service could get up here and challenge him for the 3rd place position.
Back up front, Schumacher, 2.2 seconds back of John Mickey. And Mickey has walked the field so far. 2.5 seconds. 2.1 seconds there into the corner. But still, John Mickey just rolls that bottom better than anyone else. He's on a Sunday drive.
Of the leaders, the fastest car on track is the 81 of Max Service. He's running in 32.63s. That time, though, Jennings the fastest car on track, 31.5 or 32.5. But still,
Kevin Thompson's on pit road. Are we going to see pit stops?
Are they saving? Do they have enough?
This race might not be over. He's taking right side tires, though.
Did he hit the wall and just
Maybe.
not able to hold it? I don't
Fourth
see
tires.
anybody else diving in. 10 laps to go. This could get interesting, though, if that is the case.
Max Service trying to size up his teammate for the podium position.
Max Service again. He's running in the 32.5s. He's 0.2 faster than the leader. Running that outside line. He's really saved his equipment, raking that outside lane, that high lane right up against the wall. Both turns work, and he's trying to get up into the podium.
Nose tail into the corner. Max still trying to roll that high side. This time by will be 8 laps to go. Schumacher has closed in on Mickey, but not at a rate fast enough yet that it's going to mean anything. Here comes Max to the inside of Seth.
Yeah, Max's car, I just don't know if it's going to have that. He's been rolling the high side, not the inside, and that car looks not so good. It bobbles off of 4. He's going to have to give the position back for the time being. And here comes Doug Songs to complicate matters. He runs the high side. Max has to settle and go under him.
Max able to get that middle lane, though. Maybe help his exit out.
And a lap car on fresh tires, the 14.
Yep. Aldrich.
Coming through. Aldrich.
Oh, Bailey slicing and dicing through the lappers. Max goes way up high in turn 3. Way up there. Maybe something to miss for Max.
He's been doing that all race, and he gets the run off of the front stretch. So I think he's just doing it to get as much of a run as he can.
Well, Adrian's brought the gap down to under 2 seconds. 1.9 seconds is the gap now. Still not something alarming for the 69, but if he's made a mistake and he's lit up the tires, you don't want to keep making those tires mad.
Yeah, it's your race to lose at this point. 6 laps to go this time. I mean, Schumacher is closing.
1.6.
Yeah, he's closing. He's closing. It could get tight here with about 1 or 2 to go.
I don't know if this is going to happen at a rate fast enough, but Schumacher is definitely closing the gap. Now Nathan Aldrich on the fresher tires has gotten cleared.
Yep, John Mickey's times have fallen off a cliff. He's up in almost the 33-second range, whereas everybody else is still in 32.7s, 32.6s. I'm going to check it this time. John Mickey 32.86 and Adrian Schumacher 32.7. Max Service a 32.4.
Max is on it, but it's a too little too late at this rate. He might need a restart to spice things up, if anything. But Max is cleared onto the podium and looking to see if he may have something for Schumacher, who's already brought the gap down between himself and Mickey. It was flashed up at 1.5, and it's going to be 1.5 over the line. 4 laps to go.
Yeah, I think
oh,
Mickey
Schumacher blazing that lap. Oh, 32.4.
Yeah, I think Mickey had a bobble 1 lap, and that might cost him some time, but yeah, Schumacher's really picked it up.
The gap that is there and the rate it's closing seems unlikely, but one more bobble out of Mickey and we could be talking a different ball game.
Yeah, and then the 14 is going to try and get around Mickey here. The 14 on fresher tires. Will that upset that 69 car when he gets by him?
Right, it might restrict the line. Here comes Aldrich. If he gets it down to straight, that might be the best case. And sideways is Aldrich. This is going to be annoying for John Mickey.
Compromise his line and makes Mickey. Oh, he pulls up in front of him. Mickey had to get out of the gas.
Jacob Reeves is spun on the front straightaway.
Caution's out.
Caution's on the speedway. Oh my goodness.
And that changes everything.
And we are going to get overtime.
After all that, this exciting race. I mean, this has been exciting from beginning to end.
Oh,
but
no.
Now, I mean, this seems like the best way to end this thing. Overtime.
Absolutely. But I think this might be a combination we've seen gotten together a few times this season. Side by side into 3. Gonna let it unfold.
You always seem to find the guy you're quarreling with.
Oh, no contact. And I don't know about that.
I think he went to try. I'm not going to speculate, but it does look like he took a hard right.
Maybe the car bobbled over the bumps. We don't know entirely.
We don't
for sure,
know.
But
we don't know.
Let's see on board.
That looks exactly what happened to me though last night. My car just did a dead right, just like that, in the exact same spot. Yeah, they hit here in the center of the turn.
Yeah, you heard the revs. I think.
Yeah, yep. He did exactly what I did. So not on purpose. That's the exact same issue that I had off of 4, trying to pass somebody on that low line, and it just took off right, and there was nothing I could do.
Now I want to see what was going on for Joseph that this happened. Joseph also kind of got sideways.
He got loose. Oh, and then I got the 22 loose in the 22, yep. And then it just took off right. Oh, man. So just just a series of unfortunate events right there. Nobody's no big at fault thing, just unfortunate events. But it always seems to go against the guy that you kind of have that rivalry going with. I don't know why, but it always seems to fall like that.
Oh, and Max Service has won the race off pit road, and
Yeah, I was
Not
saying,
that I'm rooting against Max Service, but John Mickey was
John
almost
had
a
a
shoe-in
bad
for the
pit stop.
win, and he's not going to be up there. Looks like Randall Barnett comes in and pit. I was going to say Randall Barnett's out there on 68 lap old tires, but he has come in.
Yeah, I was going to say the Max Service, and I don't know what happened to John Mickey,
Oh my
but
goodness.
somebody Aldrich spins in front of the pace car.
Oh no.
He downshifted the third.
Well, there's a lot going on. Oh my goodness. So, a couple things happened here. Aldrich spun out. Randall Barnett missed his pit box by about 10. See what happened here. This is a replay under caution. The wave round's getting their lap back.
So he's taken off to try and get his lap back, and it looks like he shifted. He said he shifted down instead of up. Or
Oh my
maybe
goodness. That's
yeah,
scary
wow.
if you're one of those leaders. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
right in front of you. Whew.
And something I missed. Randall Barnett. How did... Oh, okay. I think I was a different camera angle. But Randall Barnett missed his box by a mile.
And here's the choose rule. Max choose the outside, Seth inside, Adrian Schumacher outside, Mickey inside, Scott Bailey outside, Jeremiah Stutzman. Where did he come from? He chooses the inside. He's going to restart fifth.
Well, Devin, we've had an amazing race. A race of attrition. There's only 13 cars on the lead lap. 31 attempted to qualify. 30 started. And almost every single driver that we have said has been in the lead today has had some sort of issue. All of a sudden, we're here with an overtime attempt. Max Service, Seth Berger, the Swift Racing teammates on the front row. John Mickey, Adrian Schumacher, row 2. Jeremiah Stutzman and Scott Bailey, row number 3. Andrew Pratt and James Gilliard, row number 4. Randall Barnett, Nate Aldrich, the 5th row.
And Aldrich, you saw he looped it there, so I don't know how good that car is going to be.
The iRacing.com safety vehicle has found its safety in the pit lane. We're overtime racing from Hotlanta. Car in the wall, looked like that was Andrew Pratt. And now this car is darting all over the front straightaway. We're still green. Here we go off of turn number 2. Max Service, Seth Berger, Adrian Schumacher, and John Mickey. A lap and a half to settle it.
A lap and a half to settle it. Indeed, a big battle for third going on. John Mickey washes up the track. Adrian Schumacher trying to stick it on the outside. Is going to clear him here, but the battle for the lead between teammates. Seth Berger, Max Service, 1 lap to go. Presented by Whiplash Media Simcams.
And it's a swift racing battle. Mickey gets into the back of Schumacher. They're going to go around. And it's going to be Max Service and Seth Berger. A big wreck in the back. Multiple cars around. 5, 6, 7 cars around in the back. The Seth have one last hoorah to get Max. Max sends it up high. Seth down low. Off the corner. Side by side. And it's going to be Max Service getting the better of his teammate. Seth Berger second. 2 Atlanta races in a row.
What a final lap was that. Whoa. There's a lot to dissect there. Good gracious, the battle off 2 was crazy.
Half the field wrecked off turn 2 as well. Let's add to it. A congratulatory bump from Joseph Kiazi and Jeremiah Stutzman. And it looks like Max has got some bodyguards here.
I tell you what, though, we didn't mention Max Service at all the first half of this race. He comes out of nowhere running that high line and just pulls away with it and gets a win here tonight. It's been a little bit. I mean, he got a win last season, got the slump off his back. We thought that would be the start of some good things. It looked to be that way, and he starts off this season, the 4th race of the season, getting a win.
It's not even that he got it on the overtime restart. It's that he was one of the fastest cars in that final stint as well. He was running a line that nobody else was running. Max Service out of Nova Scotia, Canada, will get his first Outlaws win on the season. I believe this may be the 5th of his Outlaws Sim Series. 4th of his Outlaws Sim Series career.
Yeah, and a lot to dissect there on that last lap. John Mickey and Adrian Schumacher coming together. Schumacher spins, and John Mickey trying to keep his throttle into it, and he ends up spinning, and then that takes out the 11 of Scott Bailey, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, Joseph Causey comes in to get third.
How about Joseph Causey getting that 3rd place finish? We're going to take a replay of that last lap wreck after we let these guys do their celebration. But unbelievable. And, you know, okay, I'll be honest. We were giving Max a hard time before the race. Last season, Max and Seth ran the same setup, and Seth clearly wasn't in contention to win the race and the championship, and Max was having a rough day last season. And, you know, I'm sure Max will be able to shut us up after this one. He not only, you know, won the race, he bested his teammate with the same setup. And for 225 laps at Atlanta, that is tough. That is probably the most physical 225 laps these drivers have made.
It is. He pulls it down inside. He's going to do a few more donuts here. Slides it around. And
oh, no, Devin.
What's up?
Is there Taylor Swift karaoke on the menu tonight?
Oh, no. I just remembered I have to go to sleep.
All right. This is a pretty cool burnout. I do want to see if we can get that replay here before it falls too far back into the tape spool. Okay, they're gonna do more nose to tail burnouts. Rightfully deserved, why don't we? Let's go back and try to find that replay of that crash, and we'll get the restart here. We'll get the final restart. So there's the pace car peeling off into the pit lane. The initial part of this crash happens where John Mickey tags through. Oh, so right there, actually, I forgot about Andrew Pratt. Spun the rear tires, slapped the outside wall. And from then on, Adrian Schumacher, John Mickey, they're duking it out for 3rd pretty much. Seth, I don't know if he had a car enough to get up to Max, but he was at the very least trying to hold steady in 2nd. Well, Schumacher and Mickey battled it out for 3rd.
Yeah, and then Mickey here off of the turn just gets pinched a bit off of his line. It looks like he's trying to give it everything he has, and he full sends it here into turn number 1.
Right. We know how well he can roll that bottom. He just caught the back end there of Schumacher.
Yeah, Schumacher tried to take the lane away, and then Mickey ran right in the back of him. Oh, and a big hit. Who was that? That's a huge hit.
Oh, no. I don't know who that was. Oh, no. I forgot I was still on 60 seconds. But I guess while we're back here, I do want to see. Can we maybe get the Andrew Pratt moment specifically?
It looks like he spun on the restart, I think. Spun the rear tires.
Yeah. Just spun the tires.
Yep, spun the tires and took off to the right.
So I think that was Randall Barnett, the one that came in hot on the Schumacher wreck. Then more cars went careening off on the apron of the track. Let's see here. I guess let's try to see the initial contact between Mickey and Schumacher, and so there's the white flag. And right there, that sends Schumacher around. So let's see Barnett. Schumacher, big hit into the wall. Oh, it wasn't Barnett. Barnett got hit there by
got hit
Pratt.
By the Pratt.
So I think I know who actually hit Adrian then. I think, unfortunately, that might have been the 56 of Adam Gardner.
Oh, man.
Just to add on to all that. So here's Adam. We'll ride on board for Adam. You'll see way up there on the top left of your screen, Schumacher eats the wall hard. He's already loose. More cars are wrecking. Just
down in front of him.
Nowhere to go. And just carnage on the back straight. Put it in gear. You might be able to gain some spots.
Oh, yeah, Andrew, he was 24 laps down at this point. So,
well, still. But Scott Bailey also had an incident off the corner.
Adam, not Andrew. That's my fault.
So Bailey was trying to avoid the incident, but then off the corner, he got loose, collected Stutzman.
Oh, Stutzman.
And so that's how Kazi, because Stutz had to check up. Kazi had to run into the corner. We got pushed from Jennings. And then he just powered Stutzman back by the line. Unbelievable. What?
So much happened in one lap.
What a chaotic last lap. Let's go ahead.
Another crazy Atlanta finish.
Absolutely. And we're going to go ahead and try to bring everybody on up. And, well, we'll go ahead and get it done right out of the way, Max. Good. Just go ahead and tell me.
What am I supposed to tell you?
I don't know.
I don't know what's going on.
Well, I don't know. We just... I'd said, you know, he had a really rough season finale last season at Atlanta, and said obviously the polar opposite last season. And, well, you end up beating Seth in a heads-up battle to the end. You had the fastest car in that final stint before the caution flag came out. I mean... Your fourth Outlaws Sim Series win. You seem to get these done a lot in overtime attempts now. How does it feel, man?
I guess I'm a bit like my boy Alex Bowman. We're backing into wins all the time. But
you're also backing into walls now.
Hey, you know what? That's okay. It's in victory lane. Who cares? It's past its tech. Can't fail tech if you kill the wall.
I just meant other races.
Oh. Well, whatever. That doesn't really matter. That's irrelevant now.
It's irrelevant now. That's fair.
No, I was ready to hear it from you guys after this one. For about half this race when I was running about 20th all day. It's terrible. This is the worst setup ever. I hate this thing. I was unhappy with it all day long. Just way too loose off of 2. Couldn't get the power down, and then it was too tight. But it was still wicked loose on exit. It just was not good all day long. Even at the end there, I'm like, Seth, you're probably going to get me. I just can't get through the corners very good, and I can't get off 2.
But then later in the race, it ended up you being better than Seth there at the very end where Mickey had his large lead. Why was the car just starting to come to you, or were you just taking it easy and everybody else was using their tires up?
Well, compared to most of our team, I'd tightened the car up way more than anybody else because I was so unhappy with it all day long. And it kind of let me run the wall a lot better. I could just arc it in, and to keep the right rear cool, which had been my issue all day, I had to kind of run up there. I couldn't run anywhere else. But I was able to get straight line exits off the corner and just kind of make it work up there, I guess. I don't really know why I was faster. I was kind of standing it. It was borderline wrecking. If I entered even like a lane lower into turn 1, it was going to come around, and it almost did a couple times.
So the final restart, first the pit stop, you're coming in, I believe you're third at this point coming into the pit lane. I guess second, because there was... No, Mickey was something. You were third at this point coming into the pit lane. You end up beating Mickey and Schumacher off the pit lane. Did you do anything different, or did you just get through the pit lane better, through your box better? I'd imagine everybody took 4 tires at this point, 70 laps on the tires, but what happened on the pit lane?
I came in, stopped in the box absolutely perfectly as I was braking. I'm like, I'm going to overshoot this, and it stopped perfect on the sign. Absolutely amazing. I took a little bit less fuel. I assume everybody else filled the tank. I didn't. But and then I got out of the box and I didn't see John, who's pitted behind me on the pit road, in front of me. So I'm like, okay, there's a shot I can come out the leader here, and well, I came out the leader by quite a ways. So that was really good, I guess.
Final restart. You go green. Everybody's wrecking behind you. You're trying to fend off Seth. What's going through your mind? With everything that was kind of happening around, and the fact that the car could break loose at any moment. I guess yours was really tight, so I guess yours wasn't gonna break loose. But I mean, how are you just gonna be able to defend off Seth if he had a harder run at you?
Well, I made an adjustment on the last stop. I tightened it up more because it was so bad. Just because I couldn't get the power down off 2, I wanted to. But I was really, really nervous all day long when I restarted. Just couldn't get off of turn 2 all day. It was just so bad, it just went straight, and then it decided, you know what? I would actually like to turn now, and the rear end would snap. And then we'd go off into turn 3, and it'd go straight again, and then it'd come in. And I was so nervous that first lap, but as soon as we came off 4, and I started pulling him, I'm like, okay, his aero damage is really killing him here, and I felt so bad for him, because quite honestly, he was way quicker than me all day. But I kind of knew then, I'm like, if I don't screw this up, I've got this.
Well, nonetheless, you got the win. You came in today's race second in points. Well, say by a large margin. You're still going to be second. But you got yourself a win to your name. Your 4th Outlaws Sim Series win. Are you looking forward at the rest of the season? 32 races remain. Well, 31 races left in the season. A whole variety of tracks. Still have a lot to learn with this car. And up second in points.
We're going to take it one race at a time, see if we can maybe pull out a little bit better of a setup than this one, because I'm not happy with it. Seth will tell you differently. He loved this thing. I was not happy at all with it. So we're going to have to unload with something better if I want to do anything. But and maybe the rest of the season focus a little bit more on qualifying, because as soon as I got clean air, it's almost like the car got twice as good as it was, which was terrible, but it got a lot better as soon as I got out front.
Well, there you go, Max. Congratulations on your 4th Outlaw Sim Series win, your first of the season. Yeah. If you got to shout out anyone, thank anyone, here's your chance.
Apologize to Adam. His race was ended with a little bit of contact with me early in this race. I want to apologize to Doug at the end. I probably gave him a heart attack because I turned into turn 1 and just slid all the way up in front of him. I want to shout out the team, Swift Racing. We weren't very good today, but we fought through it, and we almost ended up with a 1-2-3 at the end. Adrian had some unfortunate circumstances on the last lap. And of course, Burger is on the hood. Go check out Seth on Instagram.
Fair enough. Once again, congratulations on your 4th Outlaw Sim Series win, Max. Your first of the season. And yeah, I guess I'll see you for some Taylor Swift karaoke later.
I kind of forgot about that, honestly, but yeah, thank you for reminding me, and thanks for doing what you guys do up there.
See you, Max. Driver of the 81 Max service. What's up, Dad?
You should have let him forget, man.
Well, we're going to talk to Seth next, who finished second now. He's coming your way, Devin.
Not control.
Hey, Seth, this is Devin up at the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Hey, man, you come home a second place. Probably not what you wanted and not what you felt that car was capable of, but second place to your teammate can't feel too bad. Kind of walk us through that last restart. I mean, you had the inside, but just weren't able to get it lined up the way you wanted to.
Yeah. You can probably see it on the front of my car. There was a little bit of damage there that really screwed me there. If I didn't have any front end damage, I think I honestly would have got him there. I was catching him in the corner so much, but I definitely am very happy that Max was able to get there and Burgard's won too.
Yeah, it's big to get the team going up there and doing well. You had the lead earlier in the race with the clean race car. I kind of had some contact with the 69. It looks like he was trying to get behind you and draft you. did you think the race was over at that point, or kind of walk us through your mindset with the contact and what you were focused on going forward after that wreck?
Yeah, that was definitely a heartbreaker there. Obviously, when anyone wrecks from the lead like that, definitely think the race is over. And I think it was more of a racing deal. I'm not too mad about it. Obviously, I'm pretty upset about it, but I didn't see any ill intent there. I think it was just hard racing, hard to pass here. I'm again happy Max won that one instead. But again, no hard feelings to John Mickey. I know that wasn't on purpose, but yeah, going through that field was awesome. It was definitely not handling the same anymore, but wow, that was a lot of fun to go through the field like that. And that caution saved me, man, because Max with about 5 laps to go, he's like, oh, I'm barely going to make it. And I checked my fuel, and I was over half a lap short, and I was like, oh my gosh. But, yeah.
Yeah, we were wondering that up here in the booth. We're like, these guys are pushing it. This is going to be so close. I don't know if they can make it or if they're going to run out like 1-2 laps to go, maybe the way they're pushing it. But thank you for bringing that up, because that was going to be my next question. Was fuel a concern on the last run? But I don't have to ask you that now. So now I'm going to ask you, are you prepared for some Taylor Swift karaoke?
Oh, yeah. We're going to have to be, man. I hope you're ready, too.
I got to go to sleep. My mom said I have to go home.
Man.
I'm just playing. But no, man, a great run for the Burgarts team, the Swift Racing guys. Unfortunately, you couldn't get the 1, 2, 3, but you do get the 1, 2. And you bring that car, even though it is a little deformed, you do get second. That's got to feel good and be a very good point stay, considering most of the guys in front of you had problems, or behind you, or sorry, most of the guys in front of you in the standings had a lot of problems tonight.
That's definitely helpful, man. It's all about that championship. Point my way there and just hope for a chance.
And that's all you can hope for, man. Well, I'll go ahead and give you the floor before we let you go. Shout out whoever got a shout out, and thank whoever you got to thank.
Shout out to Burger Nation, especially anyone who's still watching. This is a very long race. This was definitely a workout, and I'm glad everyone stayed. That was a good show to put on. And again, shout out Burgarts. Hopefully you guys can check that out. Got the new sweater that goes along with this paint scheme. It's pretty slick. One of my favorites I made. And congratulations to Max. Very happy that he was the one to win that. It's really awesome to see him get the win, and I plan on getting the win soon too.
We appreciate it, Seth. We'll let you get back there, celebrate with your teammate, and we're gonna go ahead and start bringing up the third place driver. Kind of an unexpected one, Emerson.
Yeah, somehow, some way, this driver made his way to that third place position. Joseph Kazi. Carnage on the last lap. Walk us through that final restart.
Man, I don't know how many people were gonna make it. That's why I want to know. I mean, I threw out my own caution. I knew I was gonna make it. I want to know how many other people were gonna make it, because I was gonna make it, and I don't know how many others were gonna make it.
You talking about fuel on that final stint?
Yeah, that final stint before that caution came out. If that caution never came out, I'm still wondering how many people would have made it. But the car got loose. Be close.
Mickey really fell off the pace. Either he was coasting, or I don't know what the case was, but yeah.
I know I got loose. I ended up hitting the 22, and I mean, whenever I hit the wall, I think lap 43, I think it was, when I came off the exit and just clapped the wall. The car went the same from there. It was just trying to struggle just to keep the car on the track. I'm pretty sure you got a couple times where I was sideways.
Oh, goodness gracious. Huge for you. You in the 22, feels like there's been a little something brewing. I know the 22 wasn't too happy about what happened at Auto Club. Now today, a couple run-ins. You think anything's starting to brew there, or how do you feel about what's been happening, or have you talked to him at all?
I know he's probably mad. The first one, he got in like really weird into the turn, and like I tried to check up, and then it kind of caused my car to kind of twitch, and I kind of hooked him, on that first time, and then that second one, he started slowing down his pace at the end, and I don't know why. And I was just trying to maintain my pace, and then the car just got loose beside him, and I ended up hitting him. I have no ill will to him. We talked about the last time when we got in contact with each other. I mean, it is what it is. I apologize to him. I haven't got a chance to apologize now, but I apologize to him if he's listening right now, because I didn't mean to hit him.
Fair enough. Well, besides that, and your tour of Atlanta, not only the 225 laps around, but you toured the outside, the inside wall, and the front and the back of the pack. So you got all of Atlanta covered today, Joseph. You had 28 laps led, and you were back in the 20s as well. Frustrating day, but how does the podium feel to kind of put a bow tie on that entire day?
After hitting the wall and everything else, to just be in third place after all this, it's like a win to me almost. As much as I went through today with this car after I killed it, yeah, I'll take the third and be happy with what I got.
Fair enough. Well, you look forward now at oh goodness, Indianapolis is coming up next. I know you say it's not your favorite track, but what can we expect from this 88 next week?
Hopefully not to hit the wall.
Oh, man.
Because it kills the car. But yeah, other than that, I mean, it's gonna be different. I mean, being in Indy with these cars, you know, we're gonna be hitting 190 to almost 195 at the end of those straightaways, so it's gonna be interesting.
It'll be intriguing to see with these new gearboxes and the way these brakes are and the way these cars handle almost a potentially different style race we see at Indy. We'll have to see that. But Joseph, again, a wild day. I think I just summarized it perfectly. You started second, you led 28 laps, but you put it in the wall, outside, inside, went to the front and back, and somehow you put it on the podium.
The only thing I didn't do was go. Thing I didn't do was do a barrel roll, go upside down.
Yeah, explore with the roof, huh?
Yeah.
Oh man. Well, Joseph, we're gonna let you go here. Before we do, we'll give you the chance to shout out here. We're gonna shout out. Thank you. We're gonna thank for the podium finish.
Yeah, shout out my guys at Frontline and freaking Abruzzi Racewear and Razor Apparel. And there's one more, Checkers one. I don't remember exactly that last sponsor, but if they're watching, thank you all. If my dad and my aunt are still watching, it was an interesting one. I gave them something to watch.
The story of Joseph Calzi today was definitely something else, Joseph. Congratulations on the podium. Best luck to you next up at Indy.
I appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
Well, what a podium, Devin. Absolutely chaotic race. Did you have max service on the top step of the podium when we started 224 laps ago?
No. I'll be completely honest, I did not. I did think that Causey was going to get it done. He was raving about how good the car felt here before tonight. And yeah, it just wasn't to be for him, but he does get the third place finish. But yeah, I definitely didn't see Max getting this one, but very happy for him to get that pulled out. You know, he doesn't get a lot of wins, but he makes the wins he does get count significantly. So he gets the win here and pretty much gets into the playoffs if he can stay in the top 20, right?
Yeah, I think it's winning you're in here. Top 16. With the win, I think he has to. So Max has to make 75% of the starts in the regular season, which I believe is 19. And then he has to, just keep himself. Well, it's just starts. So if he makes 19 starts with his win, he should easily be into the playoffs. And especially if he keeps himself up here in the points the way he is. But at that, there's been quite a point shakeup. Let's just say that. Let's summarize it with the post-race results. Why don't we? Max Service wins the race. He only led 13 laps today. Seth Berger finishes second. Joseph Kazi rounds out the podium. It's Jonathan Jennings with the 4th place finish. I think this is, the first time he hasn't, well, other than Daytona, the first time he hasn't podium since Daytona. Jeremiah Stutzman comes home 5th. Kevin Thompson, the Georgia native, finishes 6th. James Gilliard fights back for 7th. Nate Aldrich, how did he finish 8th? Goodness gracious. He had a horrific day, but he'll somehow find his way into the top 10 with 8th. Andrew Pratt comes home 9th, and Scout Bailey will round out the top 10. Devin?
Yep, and then 11th place, Randall Barnett's going to be the last car on the lead lap. Then Adrian Schumacher and John Mickey involved in that last lap wreck can't get it to the finish line. They'll finish a lap down each in 12th and 13th, respectively. Reeves, we saw him. He brought up the last caution flag to set up the green-white checker. He's going to bring home 14th, 6 laps down. Eric Peck's going to bring home 15th, 10 laps down. Adam Gardner, 24 laps down in 16th. Doug Solms, 25 laps down in 17th. Brad Bothwell, another rough night for him, 69 laps down in 18th. Julio Villalobos, 72 laps down in 19th. Greg Holt, who we saw happen from the lead, just really unfortunate event there, 91 laps down in 20th.
Here on the far side, it was pretty wild. Again, these final results, they look like we were at the super speedway, but we weren't. Andrew St. Coeur comes home 21st, 95 laps down. Zoltan Hertzak had to call it a day. 22nd place, 152 laps down. Devin Smith, 23rd, 156 laps down. Matt Rogers comes home 24th, 157 laps down. Derek McMurtry finishes 25th, 175 laps down. Robert Gianni comes home 26th, 176 laps down. Robert Thorns, 27th, 180 laps down. Matthew Setzer finishes 28th, 220 laps down, with Seth Fitzpatrick 29th, Andrew Schroeder 30th, 220 laps down. They all had the lap 30 accident. Joseph Fogg did not take the green flag today. But yeah, Devin, a chaotic Atlanta race. A great race. Amazing battles. We didn't have the amazing Atlanta finish I think we were supposed to get, but we had a pretty good finish at that, a pretty chaotic one. What would you say about this last ride at this Atlanta?
Entertaining, for sure. There were battles for the lead left and right. Unfortunately, it looked just like the real-life race almost, as far as the leader just couldn't catch a break. A lot of cut tires from leaders in the real-life race on the new surface here. That right rear tire just couldn't hold on for some reason. But likewise, if you were in the lead here at some point, it didn't end up well for you. Max Service only getting the lead on that last pit stop and made it count. So, it's a very entertaining race from beginning to end. Battles all over the track. And, it definitely gave us the send-off that we needed, for this final run on this old surface.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. With that, we're not done with the racing action this week at Pits Up TV. No. We have a loaded slate this iRacing season. Let's go to tomorrow. British Sim Racers back in action. Their touring cars take to the Silverstone circuit up in the UK, 8 p.m. UK time, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Then tomorrow night, the North American Racing League, their GT3 series has their second race of the season at the Sebring International Race Course down in Sebring, Florida, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Sebring's a fantastic circuit. We'll keep on rolling with the amazing road circuits with the Max Papis Cup Series, the MPI Cup Series, at Circuit of the Americas, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Sunday evening. A lot of great racing on tap for us just in the next 3 broadcasts, but at that, we still have more to come. Tuesday, we have a doubleheader. Again, BSR MX-5s. They're Trophy Tuesdays at Donington Park. That'll be the same time, 8 p.m. UK, 4 p.m. Eastern. Tuesday night, we have North American Racing League Porsche Cup at the Charlotte Roval. Again, at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Wednesday will be a doubleheader for us at the same time. We'll have one crew tackling the International Online Racing League IndyCars at Phoenix. We'll be tackling the Outlaws Sim Series at Indianapolis. Quite the slate of races, Devin. Lots coming for us here on the channel.
Yeah, a lot of races, a lot of racing to be done here on the channel, a lot of good battles to be had in all of these series that you see on the screen, as well as the ones that Emerson just mentioned. You can catch all of this great action on our social media accounts. We stream to all of them. Please sure to tune in and watch your favorite drivers, your favorite series. Facebook.com, you can check us out there /pitstoptv. Instagram.com/pit_stop_TV, and Twitter.com /pitstoptv_, YouTube.com/C/pitstoptv1, and on Twitter at twitter.tv/pit_stop_TV.
Yep, the Twitch channel there. And yeah, just want to say I did get the stats. We had 7 cautions, 28 laps, 18 lead changes. Pretty hefty little race we had today. Max Service gets the job done. But with that being said, Evan, I think it's going to do it for us here from the virtual Atlanta Motor Speedway. We're happy to have had you all here tuning in and joining us for tonight's action, and we hope you enjoyed tonight's broadcast. For all at Pit Stop TV, Devin Zimmerman joining me on the call. Ed Shearer rocking our social media coverage. I am Emerson Arden. Thank you all for tuning in, and we'll see you next time, either tomorrow night or tomorrow afternoon for British Sim Racers touring cars at Silverstone, or next Wednesday night for the Outlaws Sim Series from the Brickyard, the Indianapolis Motor Speedway.